smashes the target. Getting back there is Martin. Couch is there. They're under siege here. Billy! Yeah!
Hampton League Live. The most comprehensive football and netball coverage across the Great South Coast. Broadcasting your match of the day on 94.5 FM and online.
Couch marks at 50, plays on, has a shot at goal, umpire doesn't move, and that is transition football at its best.
Led by Matty Stewart and your number one local footy call team.
Coming through is Luke White. It bangs it in. Here's Muggerby!
For Clinton Volschnissen, Sungold Milk, Badeness Rural and McDonald's Warrnambool East and Central. On your home of local football and netball, this is 3YB FM's Hampton League Live.
Football in the air, isn't it good to have footy back? And the big men go up, Kelly and Heusler. Heusler wins it down, going in nice and hard. There was Gallichan off the wing, can't gather. It stacks on the mill nice and early as Liam Hoy gets his hands and gets amongst it, and we are going to have a ball up. And I tell you what, boys, I can just feel that atmosphere down there. It's electrifying.
Absolutely, and the boys are looking forward to getting into it as well. A few positional ones to watch out for. Todd White on the ball, Blackie and McIntyre starting on the half-forward flank. So ball thrown up, clearance handball there by Saunders. Free kick in the back, and it's going to be play on, or the ball will go back to young Saunders. So Saunders plays on. Good to see him back in the Roosters colours. Inside forward 50, but chopped off there by Martin. Exactly what Possum was saying early in the pre-game. You just can't bomb it in from about mid-wing. Ball in a hot pursuit right in the centre of the ground. Plenty of players around in numbers, and no one can really get it out. Hoy's in there. Harrington as well. He's dispossessed Todd White, gathered by Saunders once again. It was Yule, in fact, goes deep inside forward 50. Becks up against McPherson. Nicely met there was Anderson. Becks grabs the football. He's tackled to the ground by a gang of Saints defenders. And it's a really hot footy. The umpires found a free kick about 35 out from the Roosters' goal.
Yeah, just a little bit too high there, Blackie. Well, I tell you what, it's been a ferocious start here to this first quarter.
But it has, mate. 1 centre clearance to the Roosters and 2 inside 50s. But as Hilly said, they've bombed it, but they've got a free kick about 30, 40 metres out, Stewie.
Here's Jock Blair now for the Roosters. First score on the board. What's it going to be? Goes just to the left for a minor score, and it goes through for one behind. So on the Shojin Rock Hard Concrete scoreboard, it is the Roosters 1 behind. They lead the Koroit Saints yet to score. And, well, we have played a minute and a half. To run, long raking kick, good spoil that time by Blair. At the bottom of the pack is Saunders. Good to see him back in the Roosters colours. Here's Harry Lee. Oh, he's tripped-legged. Umpire agrees, and he'll get the resultant free kick.
So Lee will go inside forward 50, but there's a number of Saint defenders all alone. Free kick again, and it's going to go to the Roosters. So they've been probably a little bit lucky early, Blackie.
Yeah, got in front, and free kick.
And it's going to go to Hayden Mitchell, a new recruit from the, I think he played with Watsonia previously, but before that was from Camperdown. So a free kick for the Roosters, 25 metres out, almost directly in front. And can he be the first Rooster player of 2021 to kick the goal and to get this Hampton League season underway? So Mitchell comes in, has a little poke at it, but it's good enough through the big sticks. And the first one for the Roosters, they go to 1-1-7 on the Shojin Concrete scoreboard. The Saints yet to score, and on the fresher time clock.
Get a lot warmer out there, so they're going to have to hydrate with plenty of fluid throughout the afternoon, but great start.
So umpire back in the middle, Heusler just a flick over the back. Could have been a free kick surely to Hoy. Yes, it is. So Liam Hoy, the assistant trainer at Wild Racing. What a ripper he is, the new skipper of the Koroit Saints. He plays on. Beautiful long raking kick, looking for the big man in Heusler. Good spoil that time by Kelly. Rooster's got plenty of numbers here. Kelly goes and gets his football. He can't get it out to open space. Here goes Jock Blair. Beautiful long kick too. It's a one-on-one in the forward 50. Jack O'Sullivan, great effort by the young kid. Gets himself into the front position. And isn't it good to see this kid back playing football, Hilly?
Yeah, a lot of great talent, O'Sullivan, and just injuries have really hurt him. Nice kick there to McIntyre, all by himself on centre wing.
God,
He looks fit.
He's ripped. He is ripped, T-Mac.
Deathman.
And he plays on, kicks to centre half forward, but the umpire's found a little free kick here, and I think it's going to go to the Roosters or back down to
Will
Koroit.
Couch against Isaac Thomas, boys.
So Couch will get the free. No, it's going to go back. It's going to go back
Against Will Couch.
Against Will for a bit of a leg, I think. But
and back to Yule where we were starting, where T-Mac had the football in hand. So Liam Yule, he's going to love the support in the middle this year with the recruits they've brought on. Henderson was the man he was after. Tacked hard there by Martin. Hoy, the captain, comes through. Nice pick up there by O'Sullivan. Looking for the young man in McCutcheon. Dispossessed to Saunders. Inside 50. Good kick, but just over the head of Shannon Bexton. Will have a boundary throw in.
young Henderson, he's a good size too. He's going to be handy. He'll give Shannon Bex a bit of a chop out up forward, mate.
Son of the great David Hooter Henderson, of course, to the ball. 20 metres out from the Roosters' attacking line. The big men go up again. This time it's Bex. At the bottom of the pack was Mooney. Jumping on the football there was Saunders. Off free kick's been paid again. Here is it Yule on Saunders. I think it...
just for a high... That one, you know, when you're down...
It might be Liam Yule, is it?
Yeah.
It is.
It's always a tough one, that. You're bending down to pick the ball and you come in and accidentally hit him with your knee and he's giving a free kick. Probably 30 out on a 45, Stewie.
Yeah, this is certainly kickable. What a good start here by the Roosters. Can they slot goal number 2 of the afternoon? Liam Yule, the best and fairest winner from 2019, comes in, kicks on its way, no, goes to the right and goes through for a minor score. So the Roosters 1-2-8. They lead Koroit yet to score. And that is on the Shojan Rock Hard Concrete scoreboard. We've played 5.5 minutes on the Life's a Whole Lot Fresher fruit juice time clock, Blake.
The free kicks inside their forward 50 results in shots on goal.
And Blakey, what are we? 5.5 minutes in, 3 rotations each, boys, so they're going to rotate pretty heavily, I'd imagine.
Jeez, I'm glad they haven't got the cap, though, Poss, because 75 might not be enough on a day like this for local footy anyway.
Yeah.
So boundary throw in 55 from home, and Hawser got the tap down. He went again. He found McCutcheon, who really read the ball nicely to White. Overlap handball, finds Mooney, kicks into space. Now it's a running race. Couch is on the tail. He's got Mule and he's going to try and chase down. He kicks it nicely to half forward. Henderson's the target, and a nice ball there by Timmy Martin. A really reliable defender for the Koroit Saints, and again, just oozes leadership, doesn't he, Blakey?
He does, mate, and Benny Rantel's got a job on Couch, so some good match-up all over the ground.
He's a big boy, Benny Rantel, and he good size, good lump of a lad.
He is, and their new player, Mullins, I think he's got the job on Koroit. Or that might be Harry Lee. He's just a spare man now.
A few players already blowing in this first term here. It is very hot conditions, and isn't it great to see footy back here at Victoria Park in Koroit? So it's Bex and Heusler now going to go up against each other once again. So big boundary throw in. Bex palms it down beautifully. The bottom of the pack there was EJ Harvey. He was ripped ahead, and it was just too rough for the umpire, and, he's going to get the resultant free kick. There's young Harvey, so he bangs it long and strong, looking for his opponents. 3-on-1. Who's at the bottom of the pack? There's little Chumpy pulling handball out to McIntyre. This is where he likes to run in space. Beautiful kick, now just over the top that time of his teammate in Sammy Dobson. Koroit comes out and meets the football. Back to pulling. He's dispossessed. Going in nice and hard there, but wrapped up in a tackle is Harrington. And, a little bit going on there, Gallatin and also Harrington. But the umpire says, give it to me. We're going to have a ball up. Half-forward flank. South Warrnambool Roosters forward line.
Tackle the footy's been pretty strong from both sides, and the South Warrnambool Roosters coming out with a bit of intent early, Blakey.
They are, mate. Just their kicks inside 50, as Boss alluded to, need to be improved.
So fly there by Thompson, takes a nice mark, and we might call that nearly a highlight of the day contender, thanks to Matco High and Nick Thompson. He's been a super player for many seasons for the Roosters. We've played 8 minutes first quarter action here at Victoria Park. It's 1-2-8 South Warrnambool. Koroit yet to score. Horsler flies and can't bring down the mark. McPherson reads it nicely. And now they get a nice couple of chain of handballs there. And O'Sullivan has to awkwardly kick forward. And he does, but it might be out of bounds and on the full, or may have been touched on the line. We'll have a boundary throw-in. We might go down to the boundary, all thanks to Ren for Keeps, Philip Possum Kelly.
Yeah, good on you, Hilly. A little bit surprised. Well, I guess not so much surprised, but the skill level's pretty good, given the fact that a few of these boys haven't played footy for, 18 months or so. It's pretty good.
Here we go. Harrington gets the handball back, pulling. This is possession number 3 in the matter of minutes. He swings around the body. Oh, Hoisler dropped what he possibly should have taken. Going in there is young McCutcheon with the dreadlocks. He gets the handball back out. Here's pulling. Got a little bit of space now. Won the best and fairest at the Saints last year in 2019. A nice kick, and he spots up little Clemmy Nagorka. So Nagorka, he's on centre wing. He's told to play on now. Sells a little bit of candy. Kicks to the true centre half-forward position. Cora was the target. Pushed in the back possibly. And the umpire says yes, and the free kick will go to the South Warrnambool Roosters.
Yeah, they really trust their foot skills, don't they, the Roosters? And the kick comes over to Bex. Can he run onto it? The pressure's coming from the youngster and Peterson. Turns around, goes in ball with a handball to Rantel, who runs off nicely off half back. Handball to Yule. He turns around, step, kicks to half forward. Kick has to be good. Big fly, O'Sullivan. Mooney's there, as is McPherson. They're good under pressure, the Saints defenders. A nice little side set there by Mooney. Got a little toe poke. Todd White in the midfield mix for 2021. Good kick across the face of the 50 and finds Alex Pulling.
Oh, Chumpy's finding a bit of space on that outer wing. Beautiful kick too. He spots up Sammy Dobson. So Sammy's first touch today. He's on half back. He works up the ground like you wouldn't believe. He's got options inboard. Umpire says time to play on now in game number 100. Just the Roosters getting back in numbers beautifully well, but he spots up a teammate. No, Pulling drops what he probably should have taken. Back to Dobson. Scrappy play here by the Saints. Cora was the target, but the Roosters getting numbers across that half-back flank. They're going to come out of trouble again. Harrington drops what he probably should have taken. Hoy's in there. It stacks on the mill, and the umpire says we're going to have a ball up, boys. Smack bang on centre wing. It's the Roosters 1-2-8. Koroit yet to score.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with the Roosters' pressure around, especially around the ball, Hilly. It's really good, making the Saints make a few blues, but I know it's only early, but a really good start by the Roosters.
Running in numbers too, Blackie, which has been impressive. So Beck's in the ruck having a run around this time around, and look at Jock Blair or Ethan Harvey. They both look very similar. Here comes Blair. He's creative. Got the little handball out. Couldn't quite hit the teammate. Nice bit of work there by Blake Carroll to Mooney. Now they've got some time and space here. Handball there by White to Clemmy Nagorka. Now he's got a set of wheels. Takes a bounce. Inside 50 he goes. Coral is the man. Big fly Dobson. Ball hits the ground and the Roosters will run it out through Brennan, whose short little kick finds Thompson right on that half-back line.
And Thompson coming back after a shoulder reconstruction. Beautiful kick inboard. Finds Jock Blair. He's been busy. Got to be an early contender for the Matthews Petroleum. Here's Joshy Saunders, the ex-Saint. He's got a bit of space and time, but Pulling's bearing down. And back to Galachan. Back over the top to Saunders. They just sold a little bit of candy to each other there. Saunders now has a bounce. Oh, he goes back inboard. Steps around a couple. Kicks now. Looking for the forward. Targets O'Sullivan over the top. Oh, he's pulled it down. Umpire's paid it. I thought he probably should have gone the punch then, but he's backed himself in and taken a nice mark in the defensive 50.
He's got McIntyre on half back. He'll kick to centre wing. Dobson's the man. He can get the overrun here by O'Sullivan. And he goes by hand to O'Sullivan. Inboard to Harrington. 35 out. Short kick inside 50. Couch on the lead, but the numbers back there for the Roosters. But he's good enough to read his own football. Carroll, the youngster. Short kick looking for a teammate in Cora. A ball hits the ground. Mullen tries to trap it. May have been a free kick, but the Roosters, once again, they've been under pressure, Matt, but they've been able to get it out most times.
Oh, been brilliant, the defensive far back half for the South Warrnambool Roosters. They're under a little bit of pressure here, though. The Saints fans downstairs looking and calling for ball. Dobson bangs it on the boot quickly, but getting back Harry Lee as he does so well. He spots up a teammate on that far outer side, which is Galachan. He kicks down and he finds another teammate, goes back in board. Will switch a play here. Dangerous kick, and he didn't get it that well either. He was looking for Paddy Anderson. It's a foot race now. Well gathered too. That time by McHenry. He's dispossessed. Harrington now. Handball back. Overlap football here for the Saints. Ball just not bouncing as it should. And the Roosters' defence, a comedy of errors, to be honest, at the moment, Hilly. And the ball just bounces over the top of Hoysler. Bex is there as well, and he's happy to see it out. And Philip Possum Kelly on the boundary, all thanks to Rent for Keeps. There's a few tired boys out there, and there's a few little errors creeping in early, Poss.
Yeah, first quarter, early days, obviously, Matty, but fatigue is definitely kicking in. The rotations are going every probably minute and a half now. They're really working hard, these boys. One team is just, it's like an arm wrestle. One team's just trying to gain the ascendancy, but at the moment it's it's pretty even.
Just their kicks inside 50, letting them down a bit, the Roosters, Poss.
Yeah, and this needs to go to the top of the goal square, Blackie, so that's the best spot for it because it gives you a chance one out.
Good defensive work there by McPherson in the end. Punches it, hits the boundary line post, and we'll have a boundary throw-in. Three-quarter time score in the A-grade or Division 1 netball competition. And the Roosters 29, leading Koroit 28. So I know, Blakey, we're keeping a firm eye on that one with young daughter Annie making her debut for the Roosters. Ball thrown up. I've liked McCutcheon's work already. O'Sullivan's been prominent in that defensive 50. Kelly, 55, outstanding start. Looking for a teammate at Henderson. Probably had a bit more time, Blakey, to size up the kick and hit him out, lace out, but unfortunately off this side of the boot in their boundary throw.
Yeah, it's probably been their Fox's paw, isn't it, at the moment? Kicking inside 50, just rushing a bit. I know it's only early, so look, they'll improve.
Absolutely. So we have played 14 and a half minutes on the fresher time clock, and it is the Roosters 1-2-8 leading the Saints yet. Fist away, read beautifully by the skipper in Liam Hoy. Beautiful kick out the front of Dobson, and the big Medson marked that one down as a Matco higher player than a contender. 50 metres to mark. And umpire
50.
Gavin Sell says, come with me, little Isaac Thomas. And
did he give him a warning there, Poss, or not really?
No, there'll be no warnings, Blackie. As I said, they said if you encroach or break the law, bang, you're gone.
Did he say stand, though?
Well, actually, he may not have, to be honest.
Well,
no.
he's got to
clutching at straws there, Blackie, that is for sure.
Well, you've got to say stand, haven't you? That's what they're doing in the AFL.
we used to do that at assembly at school, Blackie, and sing the national anthem.
I thought Blackie may have just gone off the umpires a little bit because obviously being an umpire himself in the Cricket Association.
I'm just giving...
I know, mate. I'm just
letting him know. But
here we go. 15 and a half minutes gone. And the Saints yet to hit the scoreboard here in our Hampden League live match of the day. Good Friday football. This first quarter, all thanks to SunGold Fresh Local Milk, of course, and what a fantastic organisation they are, Billy Slater and the team. It stacks on the mill that time. Free kick. They're plucking out plenty of free kicks. It's going to go to Saunders. He's been really impressive early. Beautiful kick out here. Spots up a teammate here for the South Warrnambool Roosters. I can't quite pick up who it is. Mitchell. He's kicked the only goal of the afternoon. Big long kick down. Looking for options. Henderson's there. Well done by Timmy Martin. Ball to the front of the pack. Handball in. Paul got to be a free kick.
Pomeran.
Absolutely.
Pomeran.
And that'll go to young Pomeran. Play on is the advantage rule. McPherson's there, the dour defender for the Saints, and he's happy to see it out. We're going to have a ball up about 50 metres out from the Roosters' goal line.
Hey, Blakey, some Senate account stats to start off, I guess, for the midway mark of the first quarter.
Yeah, 1 centre clearance each, 8 inside 50s for the Roosters and only the 6 for Koroit. So fairly even. Hayden Mitchell's the only goal kicker and four free kicks inside 50s to the Roosters so far this quarter.
Beautiful work. So we must thank Senate Account Stats for all your accounts you need. Catch up with Aaron Sinnott and the team at Sinnott Account Stats. Ball on the 50-metre line. Kelly, Koroit just plucks it out. He looks a bit like LeBron James. He's grabbing it out of a contest in the NBA and pushing it forward there is young Peterson for the Saints, or as Nagorka, in fact. And we'll have a boundary throw-in. Possum, good credit there. Good Friday football. It's a winner, and I think everyone's just happy to have it all back. All thanks to Rent for Keeps.
Yeah, absolutely. Hilly, it is building. It's probably more here now than probably 5 minutes before the start of the game. I'm just trying to get the weather up, but I just can't get it at the moment. It would have to be 30-plus degrees easily, Hilly.
Oh, here's little Liam Hoy scouting the pack. Beautifully done. Around the body kick. Plenty of plays around this one. Good fist over the top that time by Thompson. Ball goes out of bounds, and our boundary rider, the sidewinder, grabs and gets his first stat of the afternoon, all thanks to Sinnott Account Stats. It is 31 degrees here in our other game too. It is Old Collegians take on Merivale in the Warrnambool District Football Netball League. And Scotty Kelly, the son of the great Possum, is going to be around the grounds, all thanks to McLaren Hunt Financial Group. So looking forward to catching up with that game too. The Vale certainly one of the teams to beat in 2021. So umpire Jamie Lake now right in front of the commentary box. It's Hoysler going up against Kelly. Kelly going early, just trying to negate the big man Hoysler. Handball forward. Stacks on the mill that time. That ball's going absolutely nowhere, and we are going to have a ball up. That's young Blake Carroll. Haven't seen a lot of Blake for the Koroit Saints, but making his debut here this afternoon. Heusler this time down to Whitehead. Beautifully scouted. Kick smothered, and it was a beautiful smother too there by the South Warrnambool Roosters. And Whitehead went and butted up again, but the umpire said no prior opportunity, and we are going to have another ball up.
So there must have been a late change, Matthew, because Jaden Hawkins was the one that just smothered the ball there, so in for his first game, so there must have been a late change.
I don't think I've seen Tate Nidri.
No, I don't think I saw either. Number 12, Paddy Anderson, good tackle there on O'Sullivan, good awareness. And that's a highlight play of the day contender, all thanks to Matt Cohire.
Tate's the runner, boys, so you're right. I think
he's got a bit of a string at the moment.
So Jaden Hawkins, for those listening at home and watching on our live stream on 3BFM and the Hampton Football Netball League Facebook pages. Brennan goes across the face with a kick. We've played 18 and a half minutes. It's 1-2-8 the Roosters. The Saints yet to score. They like to move it quickly, the Roosters. There's that kick all by himself. There was Hussey, but just the kick was a little bit too high. Nice bit of work there by Couch. Gathered there by the Roosters. And there was a high up and under kick there by Hayden Mitchell. No one could take the mark. Hot footy going down there as Martin once again. He's tackled to the ground. And we'll have a stoppage inside forward 50 for South. What are their inside 50s there, Blackie, all thanks to Syndicate Account Stats?
Yeah, we've got 9 for the Roosters and 6 for Koroit. So probably could have made a little bit better of their opportunities going forward, the Roosters.
Beautifully tapped on that time by Bex. Goes and gets his own football. Handball goes back to Gallatin. Back in board. A little bit of 1-2 action. Kicks to the hot spot. Who's there for the Roosters? They got numbers here. Ball doesn't bounce like it should. And the Koroit defence get out of trouble. That was very, very lucky. Blake Carroll that time. The ball just landed in his hands. Goes and gets it again. Whitehead's there. Got to play around to a bit of space. There's Fraser Robb. He gets the handball onto Dobson. Dobson now got plenty of space. He goes backwards. And he finds Clemmy Nagorka on that far outer side. So they're just cribbing their way forward here. Back to Dobson. He's still got some space if he wants to play on. Elects not to. He's on that far outer side. Sammy Dobson been busy in this last 10 minutes for the Koroit Saints. Beautiful kick of the football down the line. Pulling was the target. Goes through his hands, and we are going to have a ball up. It is 1-2-8 South Warrnambool. Koroit yet to score. That is in the Shojan.
Well, hey, Possum, all down to you, thanks to Renfrew Keeps. What would be a par score for the Roosters? Obviously seem like they're kicking with the favourite end, the Bega Cheese end here in the first term. What do you think's a par score for quarter time?
Yeah, well, if we're nearly 20 minutes in, Hilly, I'll probably like to see 3 or 4 on the board at this stage. And so it's interesting, isn't it? Freud haven't scored, but I think they'd be quite happy with the position they're in right at the minute.
Definitely.
McIntyre, who's had a fair bit of the football early, finds the teammate in Carroll right on that outer, well, it might be Hoy, in fact, on that outer side wing, 50 metres. So just that foot movement there by the player on the mark, and
it's confusing, isn't it?
It is. It's going to take a little while for the local lads to get used to it, but as long as that communication's there, Blackie, from the umpires, just to say stand like we've seen in the AFL.
Fair enough, yep.
And it gives Hoy a chance to be in range. And I'll tell you what, he's a big kick of the footy, and he can certainly make the distance, just depending on accuracy. But Liam Hoy, can he kick a captain's goal to nullify that margin back to 2 points? He'll kick from about 40 metres out. Slightish angle, comes in, the captain for 2021, just skews it off the boot and wide enough to be a free kick to the Roosters, and it's out of bounds on the full. So on the Shojan Concrete scoreboard, 22 minutes gone, it's the Roosters 1.
That's saying something. A lot of pressure on, probably kicks aren't going to where they want them to go, so we haven't had a mark inside 50 as yet.
Yeah, it's been an interesting start to this contest. That is for sure. Ball goes out of bounds, and we are going to have a ball up right in front of the Shojan Rockhard Concrete scoreboard. So Beck's now in the ruck. He's going to go up against the big man, the praying mantis in Koroit. He has certainly bulked up in the off-season as Koroit. Could have been taken high that time as Liam Ewell, and he gets a resultant free kick. So Ewell, the reigning best and fairest for the Roosters, had a cracking season in 2019. Switches the play to Harry Lee, the Dow defender. Beautiful kick of the football that time to young Isaac Thomas. Son of a gun, of course, Benny. Played with the Brisbane Lions and was a super-handed footballer. He kicks long and strong. Beautiful kick of the football too. Big fly at the back of the pack was O'Sullivan. Mooney scouts. He's got a bit of space and time. Little chip kick for Couch. And Will Couch has taken the mark. He's about 50 metres out directly in front. It's going to take his best kick, but he likes his chances. And Alan Blackburn, normally a very, very good kick of the football, is Will Couch.
Yeah, good play by Mooney there and good lead-up kick and first mark inside 50.
So here comes Couch. Runs around a little bit. I tell you what, they like it. And the Saints get on the board for the first time in 2021. So they go to 1 goal straight 6. South Warrnambool 1-2-8. That is on the Shojan Rock Hard Concrete.
For the Lucas Brothers Butchers snag of the day, Blackie. I'll tell you what, a $50 voucher to our winner of the snag of the day, all thanks to Lucas Brothers Butchers. A great another little initiative on Hampton League Live in 2021. And just a clutch player, isn't he, Will Couch? Just a real good finisher.
And a great play by Dallas Mooney in the centre of the ground. Got a clearance and beautiful hit-up kick into Will Couch.
One word I can think of, when you see Dallas Mooney running around, as efficiency, just doesn't waste the football. Becks up against Horsley, gathered by McCutcheon. He's got rid of it incorrectly, and a free kick's going to go to the Roosters, and maybe a little bit lucky there not to give away a little bit of distance there for South Warrnambool.
I'd say so, Trenty.
Absolutely. So it's going to be a free kick to Saunders. Loved his input early, Blackie. Yeah. He's been sensational.
Covered the ground very well, hadn't he, and set up a lot of opportunities, but you know, they need to get goals for their reward, don't they?
Absolutely. So Saunders right smack bam in the middle of Victoria Park. It's a 2-point margin to the Roosters as we're edging closer to quarter time. Rantel on centre wing. And what a crowd we've got here to start off the season for 2021. Another 50. Oh, no. And they're hot on us.
Wow,
and a free kick's going to put Ben Rantel in range inside forward 50 and give the Roosters a chance to kick their second of the day. Possum, you saw that. You're right in front of it down on the boundary, all thanks to Rent for Keeps. Is the communication there with the umpires to the players?
Now, I must admit, Hilly, that time Mickey Lowther never screamed to Will Couch to stand, and I guess that is a reminder to the players. If you don't hear that, I suppose that instinctively you're going to, going to rough mark. Here's a snap from Anderson.
Paddy Anderson. They play on quickly. And a beautiful raking left foot kick, and it hits high up on the goalpost, but goes through for a minor score. So 1-3-9 South Warrnambool, Koroit 1 straight 6 on the Shojan Rock Hard Concrete score.
We need communication from the umpires to tell me stand. You hear it on the AFL all the time, so surely they would have taken that into...
Kelly inside 50. Good, well-weighted kick and finds Henderson. And young Henderson, Jed Henderson, will have a shot from about 35, Blackies. 45-degree angle. It's going to certainly work for him being a right footer. And can they get their second on the board and push that margin back out to 8 points? So Henderson, he'll kick from about 40 metres out, comes in, looks not bad off the boot. Umpire hasn't moved much, but he did give the other sign of not there, and it is another minor score. So they probably haven't used their opportunities all that well this quarter, the Roosters. They go to 1-3-9 on the Shojan Concrete scoreboard. The Saints are 1... Ball, young McCutcheon over, mind his game. And he's not going to do much because it's quarter time here at Victoria Park. Good Friday football. Great to have Hampton League action back on our airwaves and in our visions of Fitz Media. And at quarter time, it's the Roosters 1-2-8, leading Koroit 1 straight 6. A low-scoring affair, hot football. And I guess the footballers is getting back used to the thicker things after being away for 18 months. But it's been an entertaining first quarter.
Really good game. Very close for the whole game, I think. So
Could be a sign of the year to come, I think, with these two sides. So second quarter action underway here at Victoria Park. Good Friday football. The Roosters leading by 4 points, and the free kick immediately it's going to go to Harrington for the Koroit Saints. Short kick, will it make the distance? O'Sullivan just couldn't get it on the half volley. Coming through there was Saunders. Lee composed with the football, kicks to centre wing, looking for a teammate in Hussey. Henderson reads it well, and a good handball to Blair, and he can burst. He runs and takes a bounce. 40 on the run, kicks to the top of the square. It goes out a little bit wide, and Todd White will see it over the boundary line for a boundary throw. And geez, he's got some excitement about him, and he's Jock Blair. He's got a lot of party tricks.
he's been under a bit of a cloud with injury. He hasn't done a lot of pre-season, I don't think, so he's a good kid.
Well, he won the fittest footballer a couple of years ago, I think 2 years in a row, did Jock Blair. He's a fitness machine. So the ball deep in South Warner was 450. Big fist away. That time by Hoysler, picked up, gathered by Hoy, and it goes through the hands of young Chumpy pulling, and we're going to have another ball up. Right in front of the Shojan Rockhard Concrete scoreboard. South 1-4-10. Koroit 1 straight 6. The start of this second term, all thanks to Badeness Rural. So up they go again. Not the best throw in there by that young lass. Stacks on the mill. Harrington could have been taken high, and we'll get the free kick. He plays on quick into pulling. He's been impressive for the Saints. The reigning best and fairest winner. Could have been a little bit better with the disposal then to Dobson, and the ball goes out of bounds. Interesting matchup too. Young Isaac Thomas going with Sammy Dobson. That's he's going to learn and earn his keep today, isn't he, young Isaac Blake?
He's going to get plenty of running into it. He covers some ground, doesn't he?
He certainly does. So 1-4-10 the Roosters, 1 straight 6 the Saints on the Shojan Concrete scoreboard. Nice little tap work there to Yule from Bex. Kicks to the centre of the ground. Numbers favouring the Saints. McHenry couldn't grasp a football. Bex does. Braden Bex kicks to half forward. He's going to be looking for Hussey, who's up around that 50 mark. Steadies on the left boot. Inside 50, but White's getting back for the Saints and reads it so well. Just a really solid contributor for the Saints is Toddy White. Kicks it out of defence. Numbers favour O'Sullivan. Gets the handball out, and they'll run it through McIntyre. Cora with the target over the top. Spare man back for the Roosters in Lee. Gets it to Thomas. Oh, nice bit of work there by Dobson just to force the error. Gets around, picks it up, gets the handball out to a teammate. Here comes Nagorka, sells the candy. 50 from home. Drives it long to the top of the square. It's running through for a goal! What a goal! Clem Nagorka.
Put that there.
And that's a Lucas Brothers snag of the day contender. He has got pace, precision and skill, Clem Nagorka, and Possum Kelly on the boundary for Rensford keeps. You won't see better than that.
Well, yes, some sausages might be coming his way after that kick. Hilly was magnificent. A little mistake out there by Thomas. He won the footy. Had options on this side of the ground, but I guess he wasn't able to turn and see the options he had. Went back into play, turned it over, and of course the rest is history.
Good hands by Sammy Dobson to get his hand in there, Post, too, and really create a stoppage. And we've got an injury there, Post, coming off.
We've got one coming off, Blackie.
Thanks to Artson K, Blackie.
Our first report from Artson K.
He's a little bit sore that contest on that far outer side. We'll keep you updated there, but that was a cracking finish by young Clem Nagorka. I said at the top of the show, I reckon he's going to have a breakout season this year, and he started today very, very well. Can the Roosters respond now? Here they go. Beautiful kick forward that time. Coming out to meet the football, that was McPherson, the Dow defender. He kicks long and strong, looking for McIntyre. Big fly over the back, but no, free kick's going to go to the deaf man, and Timmy McIntyre will get that free kick on centre wing. God, he's looking fit. Coming back after another knee reconstruction. Beautiful kick. It spots up Sammy Dobson. Dobson now, he's about 65 metres out. He's a beautiful kick of the football. He kicks long and strongly for Koroit. What a kick that was, Alan Blackburn. Just a little... a daisy cutter, and he's just such a long, prodigious kick, and that was brilliant.
It wasn't high either. See, that's the difference between the two sides at the moment, going forward and making the most of opportunities, and that was magnificent.
Good to see the praying manus. He stacked on about 10 kilos in the off-season, the big man. And Jared Koroit looking to slot the second of the quarter, third of the game. Spinning the ball, I don't like that, to be honest, comes in. Koroit. He's about 15 metres out. Umpire doesn't move, and it goes straight through the middle, and that is goal number 3. So 3 straight 18 for Koroit. South Warrnambool 1-4-10, and that is on the Shojan Rock Hard Concrete scoreboard. They've kicked 2 in 5 minutes in this second term, Trinity Hill.
Yeah, they have, Blackie, and I think contrasting fault line structures going down that Bega Cheese end. You had South, which was probably a little bit busier, had more numbers back down there, Blackie, and as you anticipated, that open forward line of just Dobson and Koroit were just giving the room and letting those guys do the work.
And the use of it, mate. The use of the football going forward, that's what it's all about. South have had lots of opportunities but bombed it in. A long, hard, low kick by Sammy Dobson put Jared Koroit in really good position.
Hey, let's go down to the boundary. All thanks to Rent for Keeps, and we'll get a Arts & K Pharmacy medical update. Liam Mullen, Posh, just come off limping. Can you give us any information on Liam Mullen for the Roosters?
He did, Hilly. Liam Mullen came off. He was limping, as you said. Did a few jog-throughs up and down the boundary. I'm not sure if it's super serious. Couldn't see whether it's actually an ankle corky or what, but it is a leg injury. But I think he'll be all okay. I think he just he needs a little bit of a spell.
Boys, Rex Hunt tuning in and full of praise of the Hamden League live coverage. The great
thanks,
Rex E. Hunt. So if you're tuning in, Rex, we love it, big fella, and we've grown up with your calls over the journey, and it's great to be here calling live, Hilly.
It is, and once again, the ball goes deep inside, forward 50, Dobson. Couch at his feet, brushes through one, got the handball away, or the umpire said no, he didn't, and a free kick will go to the Roosters. And the man will take the free kick will be maybe Nick Thompson, perhaps. I think it may be the skipper, well, one of the former skipper of the South Warrnambool Roosters. So on the Shojan Concrete scoreboard, it's 3 straight 18 Koroit, 1-4-10 South Warrnambool, and a free kick's going to go in favour of the Koroit Saints. So in a short amount of time, Blackie, the Saints have had a few inside forward 50s and a couple of real good chances to go inside and try and kick some goals. So Dobson looking for a teammate on the lead, but the Roosters get back in numbers. McIntyre calls the spoil, which worked out favourably. Carroll tries to jump on the football. Well picked up there by Hawkins. Gets around one and gets the handball to a teammate nicely, and Thomas Saunders over the top to Harry Lee. They like the handball game.
Oops.
It's an unfavourable bounce under pressure. Dallas Mooney slipped through his fingers, gathered by the Roosters. They get it out of defence, and it's going to be a running race between Pomeran and also for the Koroit Saints in number 4.
Which is Willie Peterson. So it's on the far outer side now. Stacks on the middle, and umpire Gavin Sell says, give it to me, boys. We are going to have a ball up. It is a frantic start here to this second quarter. We're playing in beautiful conditions, 31 degrees as we sit. And it's pretty sweaty in this commentary position, I can tell you this afternoon, boys. Lucky we had the shorts on, that is for sure. Here's Sammy Kelly in the ruck. He gets the handball back, kick smothered that time by Mooney, and we're going to have a ball up about 65 metres out from the Koroit goals. And we have got an Arts & K medical update downstairs. Philip Possum Kelly.
We have indeed, Stewie, and a further blow for the Roosters. Young Jock Blair's just come off. I think he's got a knock to the calf, but I think he'll be okay. Might be just a cork. Mullins is getting some attention to just the lower half, just underneath the knee, high on the calf. He's getting some strapping done, so we'll keep an eye on that one.
We wanted to get Jock Blair back on the park as quickly as they possibly can. Kelly goes early again. This time gets the fist. There's McCutcheon. He gets the handball back inboard to McHenry. McHenry over the top. A little bit of 1-2 action. Fends off one. Tries to go back. Could have been holding the football. Umpire says no. And we're going to have a ball up virtually smack bang on centre wing. It is 1-4-10 the Roosters. Koroit 3 straight 18. That's on the Shojan Rock Hard Concrete scoreboard. 8.5 minutes gone, second term.
Here's Saunders bursting out of the pack, and he'll go inside along that sort of 50-metre line looking for Hussey, who's running and chasing. On his tail there is O'Sullivan, and he goes on the left boot inside 50. A couple of one-on-ones. Paddy Anderson flies, couldn't take the mark. McPherson runs hard to the football. So does Bex, paddling it forward, but good composure there by Liam Hoy, and gathers. Short kick over to McCutcheon, and he'll get it out of defensive 50, or right on defensive 50 anyway. Goes a short kick, has to be good. It is to Jaden Watson. Watson, such a versatile player, kicks it out to McIntyre. Just ran a little bit too hard and couldn't quite grasp it. Brennan on the back foot there, nice little kick, and a little bit of scrimmage there as well. Nagorka up against Ethan Harvey, so they're just getting used to one another. The Roosters go inside forward 50. Bex launches himself. Can he take the mark? He can't. McPherson does well once again, and that's why he's been the defender.
She's still on in the middle of the ground.
No love lost here between these two boys, and they're coming from everywhere. That's not in the centre of the ground. Back there are about 25 metres out from the Roosters' goal line. Few players coming in. Don't waste your energy today, boys, because it's pretty hot and steamy out there. Fist down that time by Bex. Coming through is Jackie O'Sullivan. He gets a quick kick off the ground. Paddling it forward there is the big praying mantis in Koroit, and he goes over the boundary line, and we're going to have a ball up on that far outer side. And, well, I tell you what, we have played 10 minutes in this second term, and the heat has well and truly lifted in this contest now, that is for sure. It is the Koroit Saints leading by 8 points. A quick kick out of the pack that time. Roosters got numbers. Here comes Nick Thompson. Handball's back in, board to Hawkins. Hawkins goes back to Isaac Thomas. A little inside-out kick. Mooney's going to sit under it. Well, they sport themselves there, the Saints. Quick handball out, though, to White. He kicks long and strong, but it's going to go out of bounds. Yes, it is. And it will be a resultant free kick for Nick Thompson on centre wing.
Finds Galashan all by himself. So Galashan, short kick, low kick, spots up Hussey, who's been dangerous across half forward, gives him running carry. He lines up the kick to a teammate, and it just falls in the hands. And I reckon that may be, I couldn't quite pick up the number there, Blakey.
No, not sure, mate, until he turns around.
Maybe Braden Bex. So anyway, the Roosters have got it directly in front. 20. I reckon it could be.
If it is, it's Braden.
It is.
Yes. Come on, son, kick straight.
So Braden Bex, what a mark. And that's a Macco highlight of the day, Consent. That was a really nice mark. And from 25 metres out directly in front to cut the margin back to 2 points. Bex comes in, looks good off the boot and just missed to the right, and a minor score. So they go to 1-5-11, the Roosters. Koroit 3 straight 18, 11 and a half minutes gone on the fresher time clock. And Possum Kelly, let's go down to you on the boundary, all thanks to Rent for Keeps.
Boland's back on. Hilly has his left knee pretty heavily strapped, so we'll have to watch that one. You'd think a knock rather than a strain. You wouldn't think he'd risk getting back out there. Liam Hoy's just come off the ground too, complaining of a little bit of tightness and soreness in the left hemi, boys, so we'll keep an eye on that one.
Here we go. Free kick for down the ground. It's going to go to Shannon Bex this time. You can pick that one out, Blakey.
Yes,
so
mate.
he's,
they're hard to tell, a lot of them. Jock Blair and
they look very similar.
Very similar.
We are a bit rusty.
Hussey on that far outer side. Isn't it good to see Hussey?
It is good, mate.
Back in the Roosters' colours. He's a superstar. Make no mistake about it. So South just slowly building here. Kicks down the line. Target's going to be Bex again over the back of the pack. It's a foot race. Anderson was there, but cutting it off is little Chumpy pulling. He kicks around the body, goes through the hands of Mooney. Wrapped up in a tackle there is little Liam Mullen. And you're not going, oh, no, umpire's plucked that out as holding the ball. He didn't have much opportunity, but nonetheless, the free kick will go to young Fraser Robb. Good to see him playing senior footy, Fraser Robb. Normally a nice kick of the football. Little chip kick this time, looking for Whitehead, but cutting it off. Taking a nice mark there too.
That's Bex.
Braden Bex.
Are you sure, Blakey?
I got him this time.
They're not going to miss him this time, Blakey. So he's fair way out. There's a lot of players in defensive 50 here for the Saints. Handball comes out, just a comedy of errors. There's Nick Thompson. He wants to just chip it as well, and he spots up Liam Ewell. So Ewell now virtually smack bang in the middle of the ground. He's going to look out wide here to Benny Rantel. He's been good. Rantel over the top this time. Jock Blair, good to see him back out in the park. He squares it up, but once again, just going missing heading forward. I think it might have been touched off the boot. And the free kick or the ball up is going to be placed right at the true centre-half forward position.
Yeah, 7 points the margin, Matt. We've played 13 and a half minutes on the fresher time clock. Inside forward 50 for the Roosters. So Bex got the palm down, only to Pulling, who got the handball out, extracted it, but only found Bex. Jumping on it there was McCutcheon. Fumbling there was Harrington. Tackling there was Blair. And we'll have another stoppage. Blackie, we've seen a quarter and a half of football. How have you assessed it so far? Obviously, South leaders at quarter time. The Saints have kicked a couple of early ones in this second term.
Yeah.
What have you assessed it so
probably
far?
Going forward, the kicks forward is probably the difference in it in the game, but they've got a kick here now, but they've had a few more inside 50s, but just going forward's been their downfall a bit. Good
opportunity here for the Roosters. It was a nice little kick there from Harvey to set up Paddy Anderson, and we know this man's got the distance in that boot. He'll kick from about 45 metres. It's not the scoring end as the Bega Cheese end has been so far, but he'll kick with 45 metres, goes around, goes to the top of the square and goes straight through the big sticks. Big
Beautiful.
Paddy Anderson. And that's the one that the Roosters needed. They go to 2-5-17, trailing the Saints by a point, 3 straight 18. And Blackie, I like it that much. I'm going to give it another nomination for our Lucas Brothers Butchers snag of the day.
Hasn't been many snags, Hilly, but see what happens when you hit up a target going forward, boys. It makes a big difference, doesn't it?
Absolutely it does, and what a great finish. And, well, just another one that you can kind of crib that little bit extra around the mark when they've got to stand there, don't they? And, well, Paddy Anderson was good enough to finish, and what a beautiful left-foot goal it was from just outside 50. So it is game on here. Back at Victoria Park, Koroit, nice palm there, just overrunning the football. That time was Harrington. And umpire Jamie Lake with that nude nut says, give it to me, boys. We are going to have a ball up smack bang in the centre of the ground. I hope he's wearing the sunscreen, all thanks to Arts and K. Does it exactly the same, Hoisler. Straight down the throat of Harrington. And Harrington slots it straight down the throat of Sammy Dobson. And Big Dobbo says, you know what, boys, in game number 100, I'm going to go back. I know I've got the leg here, and I'm going to tip him to kick this. He's a magnificent kick of the football, Blackie.
He is, mate. He's going to be kicking from just outside 50, but man in front gets the mark, Trent. Massive.
Absolutely he does, Blackie. So Dobson comes in, runs around just a little bit, kicks on its way. Has it got the leg? Yes, it has. And that is a sausage roll, a Lucas Brothers snagger that they contender again. Dobson goes bang, and the Saints go to 4 straight 24. They lead the Roosters 2-5-17. That's on the Shojan Rockhart Concrete scoreboard. Let's go around the grounds. All thanks to McLaren Hunt Financial Group. Scotty Kelly at the Davidson Oval in Warrnambool. It is Gold Collegians taking on Merivale. Scotty, what's happening in there, big fella?
Getting close to quarter time here, boys, and Merivale getting a bit of a wriggle on now. They're 5-3-33, and Gold Cleveland 2-1-13.
Beautifully done, mate. Nice start to the Merivale Tigers there. That game just a little bit behind our Hamblin live match of the day. Trinity Hill, that was a great finish by Sammy Dobson in game number 100.
First-class player, S. Dobson, that is for sure. And Hawes are just starting to get a little bit of ascendancy in those ruck contests. McIntyre high up and under kick, and that man again launches, and Dobson couldn't bring it down. Numbers favouring the Roosters. Dobson got a little hand in there. Thompson good for the South Warrnambool Roosters. Handball out there by Blair. Gathered behind Horsler to O'Sullivan, and that was Liam O'Sullivan. Little handball there by Mooney, didn't quite hit the target. Jock Blair, geez, he's good. He gets in around traffic, inside 50, couldn't quite get the target of Becks. And the Saints, once again, they've got numbers in that defensive 50, and Jack O'Sullivan will launch out. And
been impressed with him.
He's been good. Looking for Liam Hoy, the skipper. Down centre wing. Dobson's the target. Over his head, McIntyre gathers. In around himself, around the body. Looking for Will Couch, and a one-on-one mark there. And that's a Mac O'Hire highlight of the day contender, as Will Couch will look to go back and kick another goal for the Koroit Saints, who have probably had the ascendancy in this second term. He's on a very tight angle. 48 metres out, wind favouring down the Beakercheese end. Couch launches very, very big, but can't work it around enough, and that's a minor score. So their first blemish.
It is.
On the scoreboard, the Shojan Concrete scoreboard, 4-1-25 Koroit, South Warrnambool 2-5-17, and Possum Kelly on the boundary, all thanks to Rent for Keeps.
Good build-up there by Koroit. Hilly, probably the first time they really got the ball on the outside and were able to run the ball down with a couple of handballs and a short kick. And obviously disappointing for Will, but they moved that footy pretty well then.
Here you go, the Roosters looking for Saunders. Gone a bit quiet in this quarter, to be honest, Saunders for South Warrnambool. We had a great first quarter. Kenny gathered, no. Good play that time by Dobbs. It was 2-on-1. The ball stays in, though. Well done by Joshy Saunders. That fitness. He just good at the contest. Here goes McPherson over the top. O'Sullivan with a big fly, the youngster. He bounced straight back up, too, like a jack in the box. He's wrapped up in a tackle, and I've been impressed so far, Alan Blackburn, with young Jack O'Sullivan.
He's been really good, and as you say, recovery's been really good, and strong in the contest. So let's hope he can stay injury-free, mate.
And backs himself in, and there he goes again. Quick kick out, looking for Dobson. Good spoil that time by young Isaac Thomas. Here's Dobson, he gathers. Awkward-looking kick. McIntyre over the back. This is where he's dangerous. Oh, he just turns him inside out, the deaf man. Kicks to space, looking for Couch. The fans downstairs like it. There's Fraser Robb coming through. He couldn't gather. Can he get it again? Could have been taken high. Umpire says yes. And young Fraser Robb will get the resultant free kick, and he's going to go back and have to kick from right on the 50-metre arc to try and make it goal number 5 for the Koroit Saints.
Looks pretty fit. Fraser Robb too. He looks like he's done a big pre-season, and a kid that's missed out a few times in the Premiership Stakes, boys, but he's looking good.
So Fraser Robb, he'll kick, right on that 50-metre line, just maybe a fraction in, but it's going to take a pretty good kick to nail it through the big sticks. Not a big goal kicker, but it's certainly been a handy goal kicker at times for the Saints in previous years. 48 metres out, Fraser Robb for their 5th of the afternoon comes in. Oh, that's just absolutely sensational from Fraser Robb, and the Saints, they extend their lead here in this second turn. They go to 5-1-31, leading South Warrnambool 2-5-17, a 14-point margin. We've played nearly 20 minutes on the fresher time clock, and I just want to talk about McIntyre's influence so far. He is one touch clean. He's got that time, and a number of times they've gone inside 50. He's just been able to create something.
It's just the polish, isn't it? That's an ex-Adelaide Crow, you know, like you just got that polish. You're one-touch player. You can see it right across the ground. Saunders is another one, Blackie, isn't it? That's
Sammy Dobson getting that kick in forward there. He didn't have to. If Tomo had went a little bit harder, he could have put that out of bounds, but he just enough to get the kick forward, wasn't it?
The big guns are stepping up to the plate a bit here for the Koroit Saints. So the ball back in the middle of the ground. Heusler starting to get a bit dominant in the middle of the ground. Oh, there goes Ewell and McIntyre meeting and getting to know each other. Big kick forward. Geez, McPherson's a good defender. He's just wearing Shannon Beck's like an absolute glove today. Stacks on the mill down there, and the umpire says holding the football. Could have been a bit stiff there for mine, the Rooster. It was young Hussey, and the resultant free kick is going to go to Timmy Martin, the vice-captain of the Koroit Saints. He plays on like he always likes to do. He's got plenty of options. One of those is Nagorka. Has to sit under it a bit. Good spoil and good effort there by Jock Blair and force the ball out of bounds, and we are going to have a ball up. So 5-1-31 Koroit, South Warrnambool 2-5-17. The bake at the break, all thanks to Kermon's Hamburgers, Alan Blackburn. Coming up at his back, Blackie's bake at the break. Who you got at halftime, great man?
I've got a 1958 Premiership player from Port Fairy. They've only won one grand final in Hampton Logan. There's only 3 living members, Trent, so that's Jimmy Murray.
Oh, fantastic. And I dare say it'd be great to listen to Jimmy and just reflecting on that iconic year for the Seagulls. As you said, they haven't got the silverware as much as they would have liked, but that 58 season would have been a really special time for them. And looking forward to the chat. Blackie, and how are you feeling with the Blackie's bake at the break, mate? Big step up. You got the promotion in the off-season.
Yes, Joey's handball. That's the only handball he's ever had in his career.
Correct.
Oh, I love it.
And you know you're on free Kermons for the rest of your life, Blackie. The best hamburgers in Australia. Here we go. Can the Roosters conjure up something here before half-time? There's that kid, Jack O'Sullivan. Mark him down. I reckon he's been fantastic. Here's little Chumpy pulling over the top to McIntyre. He's got some space. He kicks to the hot spot, couches the target. Oh, he just out-muscles, does he? No, he doesn't. Good effort, but he's good enough to get it pulling. Pulling goals! Oh, that's a good goal by the Koroit Saints, and good follow-up football by Alex Chumpy pulling, and the Koroit Saints go to 6-1-37. They lead the Roosters 2-5-17. Shojan Rockhart concrete scoreboard, and you just got to just admire the pressure of the eagerness of the Koroit Saints boys.
Just a free ball in the centre and the ground. Could have went either way, but they're good enough to get it and make you pay with really good overlapping football. Get it quickly into their forward line and finished off by Alex pulling.
I love Will Couch. He's never out of the contest. He was on his backside then, but he still had an influence there and was able for pulling to get the ball and put that down as a Matco highlight of the day contender for Will Couch. So I just love what he did there to create Alex pulling a chance. So the Roosters, they need one. They've kicked 5 goals this second term. Koroit.
Here he is again.
And Jack O'Sullivan, he's been absolutely sensational. We probably haven't been blessed enough to see his football over the years because of injury that's really curtailed his career so far. But Nagorka, the young brigade working hand in hand. Dobson's the target. Big fly, big strong mark. Sam Dobson.
Put that down.
He's a gun. 80 from home, inside 50. Koroit is going to be there. He flies. At the back there is Horsley trying to get the paddle on, trying to work hard. There is Couch. He was taken on for football and probably stiff not to get a free kick there against Harry Lee, and we'll have a boundary throw in. So we're nearing the 24-minute mark on the fresher time clock. And it's been all Koroit.
Free kick here. It's against Harry Lee. He's going to go to Will Couch. Absolutely sucked him in there. It was a Will Couch special. He kind of stuck the leg out the trip.
And
Top of the goal square.
And 50. And poor old Harry's just got to pull it together here because he kind of went at him and he copped him high. And the free kick and goal. And Matty Battistello will not be happy with that because that is what they did not need right on the stroke of half-time. So the Saints get an easy one, a cheap one. 7-1. 43 they go to now. They lead the Roosters 2-5-17, and just a little bit of undiscipline there was, it was one of those tit for tat. The retaliator always gets caught.
I never seen it, mate, but Will's good at that, and good on him because that's part of his game. And Harry Lee's just got to learn, as you say, mate, to be disciplined. You can't give away goals like that late in the game, especially when it's a fairly tight contest.
Oh, there you go. So, the Saints out to a pretty formidable combination. The space of about, lead, I should say, in the space of about 7 or 8 minutes here. This second quarter, all thanks to Bait Nest Rural. Possum Kelly, all thanks to Red for Keeps on the boundary.
Good on you, Stewie. They'll put another shift on at Lucas's with all these snags that he kicked today. But just want to touch on the back line of Koroit. They're pretty comfortable at the moment, the back six. They got their matchups, and South aren't really changing things up. I'll be inclined to change perhaps Bex and also Kelly off the bench. Try and cause a bit of a mismatch with McPherson because he's pretty comfortable down there. Sullivan reads the ball really well, but here comes a goal for Hussey. Is it for South? Yep.
Scrappy kick. Did he get touched on the line by Sullivan? It did. But you're right, Possum. I think they need to look at some alternatives.
I'd play a smaller player on McPherson and make him work a bit. At the moment, he's pretty comfortable, so they certainly need to address that.
He's such a good defender, McPherson, isn't he? He just wears you like a glove.
Reads it well.
And then you got Mooney coming in as the third man up. Their defence have played together for a long period of time. He's Saunders trying to generate something. Big Shannon Bex, he gathers. Handball goes out that time to Harvey. He's wrapped up in a tackle. It's a gang tackle, and we are going to have a ball up. So 25 and a half minutes gone in this second term. Koroit 7-1-43. The Roosters 2-5-17. Shojan, rock hard concrete scoreboard.
And Blackie, just that short kick there by Saunders, probably been their fairy tale this the tale of this second term is they're just going those short kicks. Just there's nothing on offer going deep, and they don't feel confident going long and strong.
Definitely right, mate. And they look the perceived pressure by Koroit, which is what they're known for, but you got to hit up targets like that.
So we're right on the edge of the 50-metre line, favouring the South Warrnambool end. They've only kicked the one goal this term. Inside 50 by Hussey. Running out there as the Roosters couldn't quite get the favourable bounce. Paddy Anderson gets it to Jock Blair. Check side kick or work his way around. Not enough.
He's dangerous, isn't he?
Oh, he's just... You get excited when he gets the football, Blair. He's a perler. But it's a minor score. 2-6-18, the Roosters. They've had their chances. 7-1-43. They've been accurate on the goal-scoring line. They're the Saints. Will Peterson, good kick into space, looking for Koroit. He's got Couch there on the overlap handball. Couch can gather right on the 50-metre line. Kicks towards home, but goes out wide. And that's out of bounds on the full. And was under a little bit of pressure there with the kick. Possum Kelly will go back down to you all thanks to Red for Keeps.
Yeah, good on Hilly again, getting the ball into space and running that, getting that extra short kick and that extra handball. Koroit running the ball into the forward line was good. South, I think they just need to be a little bit more patient, perhaps possess the ball a little bit and make Koroit defend a bit more. They're playing into their hands at the moment.
And nice little kick there that time by Nick Thompson. He spots up Shannon Bex, who's up the ground, so not ideal where they want to find Shannon Bex. Over the back of the pack, Hussey's wrapped up in a tackle. He's not going anywhere. We can't have too much to go, that is for sure. But it is 7-1-43. The Roosters 2-7-19. Shojan rock hard concrete scoreboard. So out there on the far outer side here where the camera's position, Hampton League live streaming. The 3YBFM Facebook page. Rex Hunt's tuning in. And what an awesome effort it has been so far. Liam Fitzgerald and the team's done a magnificent job. Dobson playing across half-back, I reckon, just to kind of try and stem the flow here before half-time. Beck sits under it. He can't quite grab it. Coming through that time is Ngorko. Hoy comes through. That could have been a free kick, surely. I think it's been plucked out. It's going to go to South Warrnambool. And it'll be young Harvey, EJ Harvey. Liam Hoy just took him kind of off the football there. So can't be long to play in this second term here in our Hammer League Live Good Friday football game. And Dallas Mooney takes a nice controlling mark, the big Moon Man. And he's been fantastic. He's played in all 6 of those premierships for the Koroit Saints. What a superstar he has been. So Dallas Mooney Kicks long, looking for the praying man as Bex is there. He gathers. Handball at the back to Galachan. Galachan spots up a teammate, does he? Yes. Beautiful kick it is too. And nice little mark taken by little Palmer. And he goes inboard to Hussey. Drops what he probably should have taken. Umpire Gavin Sell said no. I don't agree with you, big man. I'm going to say that's a mark. And is this what the Roosters need just before half-time, Trent Hill? Just a little bit of a steadier.
Well, 23 points down, Matt, and probably have been outplayed in this second term. So if they can cut it down to 17 points, and it's 50 metres, is it? It looks like it is. Pass them down on the boundary. Did you catch what that was for?
Yeah, just again moving on the mark, Hilly. So an easy goal coming up here to South Warrnambool, you would imagine. So it's been a few of them today, hasn't it? I think as time goes on, the players will adjust, but getting back to what Blackie was saying, there's no real communication by the umpires at this stage.
So a welcome gift there for the Roosters, and Hussey goes and smacks it straight through the middle. So we're back down to a 17-point margin, and it's 3-7, 25 South Warrnambool, and the Koroit Saints are 7-1-43. We've played almost 30 minutes on the fresher juice time clock, and Blackie, Matthews Petroleum has been a great support of our Player of the Day contender. If you were to highlight 2 or 3 from each side that could be in contention into the halftime break, where would you go in?
Jock Blair, been really good. Young Rantel's been fairly good also. Harry Lee in the back line, Sammy Dobson, Jack O'Sullivan's been good. Nagorka's done some great things. And Mooney and Alex Pulling for me, mate. Matty, you got any others to add to that?
I reckon, I've just been impressed with young Jack O'Sullivan. I reckon Dobson stepped up. McIntyre's been fantastic. I reckon even Harrington's been solid through the midfield. Hoy, they've been good. They've been good with the Roosters still in this contest. Make no mistake about it. The ball's in the middle. If they could pinch another one here before half-time, it would be an absolute great result. Ball's going nowhere, and the nude nut of Jamie Lake says, give it to me, boys. We are going to have a ball up. Smack bang in the middle of the ground. He's absolutely glistening out there. He's had a shave down for today. Koroit wins it down to himself. Could have been taken without the football. No free kick. Stacks on the mill. Coming through is Harrington. He's certainly taken high, and he will get the free kick. The Gorka. He plays on quickly for the Saints. Big kick, forward, open, goal square. No, getting back is Hussey. He's dropped it, but he's good enough to gather. Beautiful kick, I should say. That was Rantel. Out to Galachan. He's under a little bit of pressure. Kicks around the body, but free kick's been paid, and it's going to go to the South Warrnambool Roosters on that far outer side. So inboard kick, had to be good, and it was to Ewell, and the Roosters are going to reset.
I'll tell you what, there's been some heavy-handed tackles haven't there, and that's been the result of free kicks. But first half done here at Victoria Park. Hampton League Live match of the day on Good Friday, live streaming on the 3YBFM Facebook page, and we see South Warrnambool, the visitors, 3-7-25, trailing the reigning premiers of 2019 Koroit, 7-1-43. Blackie, a 6-2 second term, has set up the Saints to take a nice lead into the halftime break. Couple of goals on the board to give themselves a chance later in the game.
Here we go. So the umpire back in the middle of the ground, and he's about to ball up and start proceedings for the third term action. Hoysley goes up again, wins it down. Coming through is Liam Ewell. He shrugs through one, dispossessed, holding the football. The Koroit faithful downstairs, they love it. And the resultant free kick will go to Liam O'Sullivan for the Saints. He switches play. Nice kick it is too. To a teammate there in Toddy White. So White's across half back now. He's going to steady the ship down here a little bit. He's going to go out wide to Chumpy, Pulling. Alex Pulling, of course, the reigning best and fairest winner in a premiership season for the Saints. Not a bad effort.
Good effort.
Come across from the Mirrorvale Tigers 3 years ago. What an effort that has been. What a great move. Pulling on, not his best kick. Cut off this time by the Roosters. They got numbers around the contest. Liam Ewell, little kick around the body, goes through the hands of Hussey. Saunders mops up now for the Roosters, kicks long and strong. Paddy Anderson's going to be 1-on-2. Coming across there, he's pulling to get the football. He's got O'Sullivan on if he wants to use him, and does that, but O'Sullivan, unfortunately, the kick didn't hit, and the ball goes out of bounds, and we're going to have a ball up.
Yeah, early on in this third term, brought to you by McDonald's, and Possum Kelly on the boundary. All thanks to Rent for Keeps. Have you noticed any sort of positional changes with either side, mate?
No, only that Saunders, as you mentioned earlier there, Hilly has gone deep forward to try and be at the feet of Bex, and I think they lacked that crummer in that quarter. But again, I think the start of this quarter, I think Koroit's shown their intent. And when South have won the footy early and they've had a couple of possessions, they just haven't executed well. So they need to polish those skills.
Let's go around the grounds, all thanks to the McLaren Hunt Financial Group, the Davidson Oval, where Old Collegians are hosting the Maryvale Tigers. And Scotty Kelly's our man on the spot. Poss, what's happening in that game at the Davo?
Yeah, thanks, Hilly. We've just gone half-time here, mate. And, the Tigers put the foot down there and into that quarter there, 12-5-77. And Old Collegians 3-2-20.
Beautifully done, Poss. Back here in our Hammer League Live match of the day. And, well, it was a stalemate there. Mooney, and I think it might have been Saunders went up for the mark, and umpire could not separate them. And said, we're going to have a ball up. There's a jump ball and B-ball, Blackie.
Yep, jump ball.
So Heuser and Beck's going to go at it again. No real winner that time. Wrapped up in the tackle was young Hayden Mitchell. Umpire Mickey Lowther says, give it to me, big boy.
The flood's on. There's no one forward of the centre for Koroit, so they put the flood on, realise this is a scoring end. They're going to try and bottle it right up.
Try and shut down the Roosters in this third term. Here they go. A couple of quick handballs in there. Coming through with the football is O'Sullivan. Can he gather? Can't quite get it. The pressure come from Hussey. Good pick up and good kick. Intercepted that time. It's just scrappy football at the moment. Little inside kick that time by Heathy Brennan. He finds a teammate, though, in Saunders on that far out. So a beautiful kick and hits up Hayden Mitchell. And Mitchell is going to go back and have a shot about 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle. We're going to get a beautiful shot of this. Our camera's going to be right behind this. And, well, tell you what, a favourable wind. This is certainly kickable.
Got to kick this one, Stewie. These ones have got to kick. So that was a good hit up. That's much better from South Warrnambool.
Yeah, so Mitchell, can he be the first multiple goal scorer of the afternoon for South Warrnambool? 40 metres out. He's kicked. It's going to be close to the line, and Horsley got the fingertip on the footy, and it goes through his hands and through for a minor score. So the Roosters, their first score of this third term, 3-8-26, trailing Koroit 7-1-43. A 17-point margin, 3.5 minutes gone on the Fresher Juice time clock. A big long kick outside, defensive 50. Well read there by the Saints. O'Sullivan in the corridor. Goes out wide to Pulling. Goes to Koroit. Spilt but gathered. 60 from home. Drives it long. One-on-one. Sam Dobson in front. But Thomas did amazingly well to get the fist.
Put that down.
And a Matco Hire highlight of the day contender from the young defender. And that obviously put them on the back foot there a little bit, the Roosters, but they were good enough to try and curb the forward thrust there by Koroit.
Isn't it good transition football? When Koroit are in full flight, they get it from one end of the ground to the other so quick and easily. Just the quick handball and the quick movement by foot. It's great to watch. So Koroit up against Kelly, not the best throw in. They're going to say, let's have a go at that again. And the boys just resetting themselves on that far outer side. First goal going to be so important in this third term. Not the best throw in again. Scouted there by the Roosters, coming through, picking it up. There is Koroit, gets the handball in, board, all could have been dispossessed illegally. Out comes Harry Lee, though, meets the football nice and hard. Over the top, handball gets intercepted by Will Couch, and that is not the start that the Saints wanted. And, the Koroit Saints, they go to 8-1-49. They lead the Roosters 3-8-26 on the Shojan Rocco Concrete scoreboard, and that is goal number 3 for Will Couch this afternoon. And opportunistic once again, Alan Blackburn and Trent Hill.
Yeah, you did right not to start the South Warrnambool, mate, but, put the pressure on Harry Lee. They had him plugged in, so he had nowhere to go, come back inside. Bit of a smother on the handball, went straight to Will Couch, who doesn't miss them, Hilly, does he?
No, bread and butter for Will Couch. Poss, let's go down to you on the boundary. Thanks to Rent for Keeps.
Yeah, good on you, Hilly, and I think it's another example of the desperation of Koroit in their forward line. Once they get it in there, they just don't want to let it out unless they score, and I think their hunger, it's as good as ever, isn't it? After coming off 6 premierships, they've just turned it on again.
Great tap down there by Horsler to McCutcheon, and just a lace-out kick to Dobson, 50 from home. And I'll tell you what, it's just the Saints of old once again. That was beautifully constructed there by the youngster. And Sam Dobson, who's already kicked one this afternoon, is going to kick from about 52 metres out. A prodigious kick. He's been a superstar for many seasons in the Hampton Football Netball League, and they lead by 23. Can they elevate it by 29 points? Sam Dobson comes in. The distance is going to be quite there on the line. It's punched in, snapped by McIntyre. Good smother there by Harry Lee, and a snap kick there by the Saints. in Fraser. Rob just went behind the stick and a minor score. But, geez, that was a nice kick from Dobson. Just probably a little bit out for his, for his comfortability. But, gee, that was a good defensive bit of work there by Harry Lee just to get the smother on that kick by McIntyre.
Just the wind held it up, mate. A little bit of breeze going to the Murray Goulburn, or the Bega Cheese End, as we call it now. So, South have really got to make the most of opportunities in this quarter.
Can they bounce back here? They need a quick goal here, the Roosters, playing on that new rule, of course, so you get about 20 metres before you have to kick. Harry Lee going to fly. Just stumbled before he got to the contest there. Here comes Jack O'Sullivan through the contest. Gathered, though. Well done that time by young Hawkins. Gets the handball to Blair. Blair's a nice kick over the top to Yule. Yule's got players inboard. One of them is Joshy Saunders, who's been nice and busy for the Roosters. He plays on quickly, swings onto the right boot. Got Galachant deep, and also Sammy Kelly. Beautiful miss by Big Smell. And Kelly's taken a nice mark, and he's a left footer, so this is going to favour Kelly in this pocket. So he's about 25, 30 metres out from goal on a pretty tight angle. But in the scheme of the game, boys, this is a pretty important kick.
Yeah, very important, Matty. As you say, he's on his right side for a left footer, so...
Left-hand goalpost, Blackie, ideally here.
Here we go. So Sammy Kelly kicks on its way. He's pulled it just to the right. He's disappointed. Goes through for a minor score. So 3-9-27, the Roosters. Koroit 8-2-50. That's on the Shojin Rock Hard Concrete scoreboard. Big Fazalenko be sitting at the Belmont Hotel today having a couple of frosts and no doubt have Hampton League live on the big screen. The great man as Jack O'Sullivan plays on. Geez, I've been impressed with this kid today, boys. Looks fit, Hill, and he's playing to that potential.
Yeah, I tell you what, he's just a bit of a clone of Dad, isn't he? Nick O'Sullivan, that really strong build and a nice big kick. Carroll, short kick, finds Nagorka. Their short game's been pretty good today, the Saints, and when they get in the corridor, they don't waste it. Yeah. So Nagorka runs around and kicks long inside, forward 50. Brennan versus McIntyre. And Matko highlight of the day contender.
Give it to him now.
Body on body, one hand plucked, if you don't mind, and he'll kick from 15, 20 metres out, slightish angle. And I'll tell you what, that was pure brilliance by the T-Mac.
Oh, that was great.
Jeez, he's good. He's had a good day today. He's been absolutely sensational. So 23 points the margin. Can McIntyre make it 29? He comes in. Umpire doesn't have to move a bit. And he kicks his first in the Saints colours for 2021. And the Saints, they go on nicely to, I think it's 8-2, it might be 9-2-56, leading South Warrnambool 3-9-27. Blackers, that was just pure brilliance by McIntyre.
Brilliant bit of play, a courageous mark, but that's the difference between the two sides. Harry Lee went off his man. Koroit, they go off the man earlier, they would have come across and spoilt that.
But making something out of nothing too, aren't they, today? Dobson a couple of times, McIntyre a couple of times today.
And penetrating kick from Clem Nagorka, wasn't it?
Yeah, long.
Beautiful kick.
He's been good, young Nagorka, too, and been impressed, though, with McIntyre. Here goes the praying mantis. They're on top here, the Saints. Long and strong again. Big fist away over the top. Dobson leads the race. He's got the deaf man there, too. Handball over the top. The Chumpy pulling. Pulling's just going to pull up the kick, and he finds that man McIntyre again. So McIntyre takes a nice little mark. He's about 40 metres out on a pretty tight angle. This will test him. The T-Mac comes in, kicks. It's a high up and under the hot spot. Bex is sitting underneath it for the Roosters. Couldn't take the mark. Stacks on the mill. Ball comes out. Thompson gets it all wrapped up. Could have been too high, surely, and the umpire says yes. The free kick will go to Jock Blair. He's been good for South Warrnambool today, boys. Make no mistake about that. Probably best for South Vermont. Jock Blair, he's just been creative and been dangerous every time he's got it. Blair deep in defensive 50, kind of looking for options, just urging his teammates to move. There's not a bit of action or not much going on. Oh, nice mark out there taken by the skipper and Liam Hoy. Hoy wants to play quickly, goes inboard, beautiful kick, the little Fraser Rob, and Rob's at the true centre half forward position.
Yeah, Robbie's been creative, that smallest type, pressure footballer forward, goes long inside 50, Horsley's a target at the back. Was that a mark or is that touch play on? It's touched over the line anyway, but I think the mark may have been a touch play on and a minor score for the Saints. They go to 9-3-57. It's a flat 5-goal margin over the Roosters, 3-9-27. And Possum Kelly on the boundary, all thanks to Rent for Keeps.
Yeah, well, they're just taking charge now, Hilly, aren't they? And I think they're growing in confidence, the Koroit Saints, and the more they do that on the other end of the scale, the more that I guess the confidence is snuffed out of the Roosters. So they're in control at the moment. If the Roosters could sneak, a couple, even three, we're only early days, really, get back into the game in three-quarter time. But the way it's looking at the moment, the Saints are well on top.
Yeah, they certainly are.
Yeah,
So
you're right, Hilly. I mean, boss.
I think we're going to wake Blakey up.
I'd say it could be another Tool of the Week nomination for Blackie.
He's had a nap at half time.
McIntyre reads the ball best, works the handball back, but too much on it there for Harrington. Quick kick forward, smothered by the Roosters. Ball hits the deck. Plenty of numbers around. I just reckon in the first, what do we got, 12 minutes of this third term, Blackie on the fresher time clock, it just seems like that the Saints just always have 2 or 3 extras around every contest.
Yeah, running
really
hard.
Outnumbering the Roosters.
Yeah, running hard and very clean with the possession, and as he's kicking going forward is just magnificent.
And I'll tell you what, the tap work has been absolutely sensational by Koroit and also Horser, just giving their mids that first juice, and that's certainly been a reason why they've got on top as well.
Yeah.
So, 12 and a half minutes gone, 5-goal margin in favour of the Saints, and the ball right on the 50-metre line on that outer side half-forward flank down the Saints' end.
Hoys are up against Beck's car. Tap comes down. I wouldn't mind seeing Paddy Anderson get a little bit of a run for the midfield. I think they just need a little bit of run, the Roosters, at the moment. It's a little bit stagnant. He's kind of played forward most of the day.
Toddy White's done a pretty good job on him too.
He's done a great job. He's kicked the 1 goal, Anderson. Quick little kick out of the pack that time by Heathy Brennan. Here comes Hoy. Handball back to Mooney. Just dived on the football. Coming through the centre of the red oval here. Beautiful plays. That Jock Blair again. I tell you what, he's been sensational. Just got pace to burn. Here goes our man, Jackie O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan now leads the foot race. Can he win the contest? No. Well done that time by Pomeran. Good effort too by the Koroit Saints in Blakey Carroll. A little bit of buttering up here. There goes Blair again in the contest once again at Thompson. Thompson kicks down, looking for Paddy Anderson. Good spoil over the top that time, and that was Willie Peterson, and the ball's going to have a ball up just outside the 50-metre arc, about 55 metres out from the South Wanderable Roosters. Saints lead by 5 goals, 13 and a half minutes gone on the fresher. Life's a whole lot fresher with fresher. Fruit juice time clock.
Love it. Paddy Anderson just ran through the football. Herman got the got the ball and handballed it to Hawkins. Inside 50, numbers favouring the Saints. Galveston tries to trap, gathers. Round the body he goes. No one home. Bounces awkwardly and Martin sees it over for a minus score. So the margin back to 29 points. 3-10. 28, trailing the Saints 9-3-57. I'll tell you what, if you're Coach McLaren, 2.5 quarters gone, Blackie. The young ones, Peterson, O'Sullivan,
Nagorka,
McCutcheon, Carroll.
Very happy.
Big ticks.
Tell you what, they got a couple others too. Sammy Cousins, Tommy Bolsh. They got some good kids
Mac
there.
Peterson, Rebels as well.
Mac Peterson.
Yep, that's got some beauties. So on that outer side half-back flank, we see Pauling, who's been a real general across that half-back line across this afternoon. Goes long down the line to a one-on-one. The target's Dobson. Coming with a fist there was Thomas. Socket off the ground into the hands of Nick Thompson. Time and space finds Kelly. Goes by hand to Herman. Now he'll work it to Saunders, who can run and carry. Goes with the handball to Gallishan, who's got a bit of a paddock to run into. He'll take the bounce. Coming after him is the Saints defender. Inside 50 to Becks. Couldn't take the mark. McPherson did well. Crumbs there. It's Harvey to a running Paddy Anderson. He'll kick a goal from point-blank range. And they needed that one, the South Roosters. They needed that, Blackie. 4-10-34, 9-3-57, 23 points the margin, 15 minutes gone on the Shojan concrete scoreboard and the fresher time clock, and they needed it.
Yeah, they did. The movement into the forward line was what won it from, and then good recovery, get it onto Paddy Anderson running the goal. So that was the difference. Quick movement into their forward line, kicked it to the advantage of, I think it was Becks. But then McPherson and Martin come across and made a 2-on-1, but it hit the ground and Paddy got it out. And as you say, Hilly, they definitely needed that.
Official crowd, 3,437 here at Victoria Park. Koroit. It's a Good Friday record.
It's under the 5,000 cap, which is good.
Back in the middle, Heusler wins it down again. Oh, ripped out of his hands. Here go the Roosters into attack once again. Can they get another quick one? Becks just slips through the hands. Bottom of the pack could have been taken high. Umpire says no. Shannon Becks, quick snap out of the pack, but no. Goes through for a minor score, but a little run on here for South Warrnambool. If they can get a couple of quick ones here, it's certainly well and truly game on. Let's head downstairs to the great man, Philip Possum Kelly. And Poss, you've wore the jeans out here today, mate, but you are absolutely sweating bullets.
I don't know why I did, Matthew, but that's a good example of what Blackie was talking about before. The goal that South kicked, there was separation by the forwards. They took their man one-on-one, and that on that occasion, the ball went to a pack situation where each of their men all congregated in the same spot, caused a pack, and of course they had to be more desperate at ground level. They need to get that more separation in the forward line, South, even if it means taking your opponent with you. At least you got that opportunity for a one-on-one.
There you go. All thanks to Rent for Keeps, the great man Philip Possum Kelly on the boundary line. Here you go, the Saints wrapped up in a tackle. There is Timmy Martin driven into the ground. Umpire Gavin Sell says, we are going to have a ball up, boys. It is 9-3-57, Koroit, South 4-11-35. That is on the Shojin Rock Hard Concrete scoreboard. Heusler wins it down again to Hoy. He's wrapped up in a tackle, holding the man. And the little Hoysen Sauce is going to get the free kick. The Simon Wild assistant trainer, good at the caper, good at the football. Oh, play on, holding the football. Here go the Roosters now. Chance, massive chance. Beck's got some space. Kick just doesn't hit. Can he gather the big man? I'll tell you what, they've done pretty well here, the defence, McPherson and O'Sullivan, and that is a get-out-of-jail card for mine. That should have been a goal, Alan Blackburn.
Yeah, that's the difference. They've got a Koroit kick into their forward 50 would have hit a target there where it was just short of Shannon Becks, and now it's trickled over for a boundary.
Who was the chaser?
Yeah, I'm not sure who that was. Was it Jack O'Sullivan? I'm not sure, mate, who it was, but it was a good effort.
Absolutely.
The Beast, I think, Hilly. Or was it?
The Beast.
I love it. Here the Roosters go. They get another chance to go inside forward 50. Paddy Anderson up against Peterson. Nice mark. And Will Peterson, the youngster, gets a nice kick looking for a teammate in Carroll. Just bounced unfavourably. Dragged off the football there was the Roosters. McIntyre, check side, good kick, Couch. Couldn't take the mark, 50 from home. Handball, a little bit errant, but no one really wants to get the football. It's like a rugby scrum. It's like a smelly football. Belly in towel. Here comes O'Sullivan. May have been tripped. He's been pinged for holding the ball. Oh, tell you what, very, very stiff Liam O'Sullivan. And free kick will go to Ethan Harvey. And the Roosters have got some time and numbers on that outer side. Spear and kick to Smelly Kelly. He goes out a little bit further to centre wing to a running James Hussey, who's probably played to that half-forward wing role most of the day. Inside forward 50, Horsler courageous. And a nice bit of cleaning up work there by O'Sullivan once again for the Saints. A little bit too much on the kick, but it might work out okay because Dobson got the handball out and the Saints have got numbers again around the pack. And if McCutcheon can take the mark, but Blair does instead.
He's on fire.
Matko Hire, highlight of the day contender. He's a beauty. Goes to centre half forward. The sun in the eyes of Timmy Martin, and that's equally as good as well. Chuck that down too, Blackie.
All right.
Look at his little left hand. It's working overtime.
Oh, I didn't even see. Was that Timmy Martin?
Timmy Martin, mate, back him back to the pack.
He's nearly a veteran now, the great...
How's Eyes going to go with this next week?
No, he won't. He will not, especially watching races. That's got to be a free kick to Dobson. Yes, it is. And the free kick, I should say Watson, that is. So Watson, free kick, plays on quickly. Nice kick to Carroll. Makes him work for it, though. Been good, the young kid, too, today. He's been in the play. Yep. There's McCutcheon, gets it back to Watson. They're just mucking around a little bit here, the Saints. And the Roosters are lifting here. I can just feel it and sense it. Coming through that time was Harrington. He gathers. He gets it back. He's in a little bit of trouble. Back to Harrington now. Over the top to Pulling. How's this kid? He just finds space every time he gets it. Has one bounce. Little chip kick, but not good.
Give him a rap, Matthew.
Cut off by the Roosters defence. And a nice little mark there by Brennan, who wants to switch the play and play on quickly.
Yeah, looking for Henderson. He's got a bit of time just to steady the kick, and he does. Good kick finds Becks. The Roosters, they've got a bit of momentum going at the moment, but it just needs to be on the scoreboard, Blackie, as we're hitting the 20-minute mark, and we're still 22 points down. Saunders under pressure, brushes off the tackle. He takes a bounce. He loves to run and carry. I reckon that's bounce number 6 today. He loves to run and carry. A little bit too much on the kick for Blair, but he's got it now. It bounces favourably. Down the line he goes. One-on-one, Kelly flies. Good punch by pulling outside, and Carroll gets the receiving end of the punch. And a tackled on
Lifted up a
half-forward.
notch here, boys, hasn't it?
It has, mate. It has.
Tackled there, and half-forward flank will have a stoppage.
What about Jock Blair?
Oh, mate, he's a gun. He is a superstar.
We'll start thinking about Matthews Petroleum Player of the Day, boys. He's certainly the Roosters' best for mine. Shout out to Vicky Hoy's sister. She's watching in Marysville. Lovely and clear up there. A few buffering issues, but that's probably your internet, I'd say. Good on you.
And Freckles Maloney up at Townsville as well.
Good on you.
An
Freckles.
ex-Koroit man as well. Just a little bit of chat on the social media, just saying it's great to tune in and see the live action of his beloved Saints.
And I'll tell you what, they're doing everything right at the moment. The Saints 9-3-57. They lead the Roosters 4-11-35. Shojin, rock hard concrete scoreboard. There's Clemmy Nagorka coming through for the football. There was Liam O'Sullivan. Got a little bit of cramp, Nagorka. Keep an eye on that. Possum Kelly. Here goes McIntyre. This is where he's dangerous. Harry Lee, though, he reads it better for the Roosters. Beautifully played by the mop up. And he spots out Nick Thompson. Kick just misses the target. Is it going to stay in? No. And Possum Kelly, all thanks to Red for keeps. There's a few tired bodies out there already, isn't there, Poss?
Yeah, I think if you don't get a cramp today, Matty, you might be too fit. So there's certainly going to be some fatigue setting in this last quarter and a half. But boys, I'm not, a little side
cramp in bed.
Not sure whether you guys realise this or not, but young Ethan Harvey 2 weeks ago played in a premiership in Darwin. So he comes straight back into the fold in the Hammond League, which is good.
Yeah, there you go. A lot of the Southwest boys go up north to go and play in that off-season. Dobson looking to take the mark. 1-2 grab. He's good.
Jeez, he's good. He's been good today, boys.
He's had 6 or 7 grabs. Not a good kick in the end, though. He probably just rushed it, a little bit too much heat on it. Out of bounds on the full, and the Roosters will get a free kick. So 22 and a half minutes gone on the fresher time clock. It's a 22-point margin in favour of the Saints on the Shojin concrete scoreboard. The Roosters have lifted up a notch, but the scoreboard pressure has to occur for them to get back into this game. Nice little handball there to Lee, the 1-2, and he just spilt it where the pressure's coming now from Fraser Robb. Good enough to get the handball out. Mullen back on the ground, but he sees it over the boundary line on that true centre wing position out in front of our cameras on Fitz Media for our live streaming product for 2021.
Yeah, great job there, Fitz Media. They're just so good at defending, aren't they, the Saints? And they get their hands in there and just making it a real tough contest. So.
Let's head downstairs for an RCK medical update. Philip Possum Kelly.
Couple of wounded Saints at the moment. Stewie Nagorka just getting some work done to the calves. I think he's okay, just a bit of cramping. But Jaden Watson just in front of me here has, I think he's got a knock in the hip, so may have a bit of a corked hip, but he's getting up and trying to flex it, so hopefully he'll get back out there.
It's going to be a war of attrition, make no mistake about it. We've played 24 minutes in this third term, all thanks to McDonald's Warrnambool. And of course, smooth barista-made coffee at McCafe 24/7. We love the boys at Mickey D's, that is for sure. The big praying mantis gets a quick kick out of the pack. It's a foot race. It's Fraser Robb and the young South Warrnambool Rooster there, and the ball goes out of bounds. I reckon the boys are pretty happy, and I reckon they're just going to push through here now. They'll be looking for that three-quarter time break, that is for sure. 30 degrees here still at Victoria Park. Koroit Good Friday football. It is back and on in earnest. Here's Hoy coming through. Not the best handball that time to little Carroll. The praying mantis comes in. Koroit, he gets a handball out to pulling once again this place into space. I don't know how they give him some space. Overrunning the football though that time. Here's Fraser Robb. Quick kick forward. The big man's going to fly in. Hoyser over the back of the pack. It's 2-on-1. Could have been taken without the football. Umpire says yes. And Dobson is going to get the resultant free kick. He was a little bit stiff, I reckon, on that occasion. I think Dobson might have played for it, but he played for it beautifully well. And you'd expect, only being about 5 metres out, that he'll make no mistake about this one, Alan Blackburn.
Good effort, and as you say, pulling, he's been really good. His second and third quarters have been excellent.
Here comes Sammy Dobson, kicks on its way, and there's the steadier for the Saints. So they go to 10-3-63. They lead South 4-11-35. That's on the Shojin Rock Hard Concrete scoreboard. 25 minutes gone in this third term. Alan Blackburn.
Yeah, 2-2 to 1-4. So the Roosters have had a few forced shots for goal. 3 centre clearances to 1, 10 inside 50s for Koroit, 7 for South Warrnambool, 4 marks inside 50 this term for Koroit, and only 1 for the Roosters. So Sam Dobson 2 goals, Will Couch 3, the multiples, and Paddy Anderson 2 for the Roosters.
All those brought to you by Synod Accountants, and they are our statistics sponsor for 2021. Aaron Synod, the team for all your taxation needs. Horsley got another tap down. He'd be racking up those in the stats as well. Nagorka with the extracted handball, kicks to centre half forward. Dobson, his intended target. Rob, he's down there as well and gets a bit of high attention and a free kick.
Been good, young Fraser Rob.
Yeah. Absolutely. He's been in there and puts that pressure on, is able to get a bit of footy of himself. So Rob looking to kick another goal. He's already kicked one this afternoon. I reckon I won't have to take his best though, Blackie. He's about 40 metres out. He's not a huge kick of the footy, but I'll tell you what, you'll give it every chance.
Yeah, he looks nice and fit, and looks like he's done a fair bit of work over the pre-season, Hilly.
28 points the margin. Can they extend it to 34, the Saints, as we're nearing three-quarter time here at Victoria Park? Good Friday football. Rob, for goal number 2, comes in. It's a pretty good kick, but it's pushed out wide, and another minor score. So minor score to Rob. He's kicked 1-1 this afternoon. They go to 10-4. The Saints have been pretty straight in front of the big sticks, whereas the Roosters have been a little bit inaccurate. 4-11-35. 26 and a half minutes gone. Third term.
It's been a good game of footy too, boys. Two good teams going at it this afternoon, and I reckon there's still a little bit of play here, that is for sure. Nice mark taken that time by Bex. Wasn't paid. Handball at the back to Heusler there. He steps around one. He's dispossessed. Coming through is Hussey as he does nice and hard. Kelly can't quite pick it up. And we are going to have a ball up right in front of the commentary box, right in front of the sidewinder. Little Possum Kelly downstairs, and Poss, I tell you what, there's a few tired boys out there.
Yeah, just in that little play there, though, Stewie, they're certainly still going in pretty hard, which is good. Boys, I'm not sure we'll see Jaden Watson again. He's really struggling at the moment with that hip. He's been trying to flex and stretch, but he's in a little bit of pain, so I'd be very, very surprised if we see him again. So the Saints may be one down.
It's going to be pivotal in that last quarter too. Rotations are going to be so important in this heat, that is for sure. Here comes Hoy bustling through. Hussey's in there as well. Handball comes out this time. Nice little bit of play. Little nice kick too by... I think it was
a Henderson.
Henderson, yeah, very, very nice kick. Played on quickly here, the Roos looking for Bex. He's the target, isn't he, a lot of times in that South Warrnambool Football Club, but cutting it off is Timmy Martin. Here's that man pulling again. He's the reigning best and fairest. He just finds space and time. He's got Rob out wide. Rob goes back inboard. Nice kick that time to Liam O'Sullivan. He's been good. He's got Nagorka on. Nagorka's got space in front of him. He can go over the top to Hoy. Choose to go long to the praying mantis. Over the back, Dobson. Mark it down. And Sammy Dobson in game number 100. That is goal number 3, and he is putting on a clinic at the moment, Alan Blackburn. He has been on fire today.
It has, mate, and that just come from hard running from the midfield, just in the back line, pulling, got it out wide, brought it into Rob, and they just ran harder at the contest, and then a really fast kick into Dobson and on the run.
It's opened up a bit now, Hilly, hasn't it, the game? There's a few tight
they're running harder. Yep. They're running harder. Don't you reckon Poss is starting to run a lot harder?
Yeah, and I think, as I said a little bit earlier, Blackie, the more scoreboard pressure that the Saints put on, makes it even harder from a South Warrnambool point of view. You look at the scoreboard and you're going, geez, we're 6-7 goals down in 32-degree heat. How hard is this? Are they going to throw it in or are they going to keep at it? And I think it's important now they do finish the game regardless of what the result is.
Yeah. Kelly Horsler getting on top again. Horsler, nice little tap down. Ball comes out loose. Yule works the handball back. Wasn't all that well executed. Coming through there was Harry Lee. O'Sullivan good with the tackle. And we'll have a throw up. I'll tell you one thing that's impressed me. Every time Nagorka gets the foot, he hasn't had a great deal of it. When he does he's impactful with it. And his penetration, long, hard. And that was just a beautifully well-weighted kick to Dobson, who was just in that right position on that fat side. So the Saints are doing everything right in Good Friday football. 30 minutes almost gone, Blackie, and it's a 35-point margin.
How well Dobson read that, though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Right from the start.
Oh, he's a gun.
He read it well, didn't he?
Well, I said the great Davey Ryan, who's seen a lot of football, reckons one of the best country footballers he's seen. Sammy Dobson, he had him down there at St Mary's a couple of years ago. He's a freak. Here they go, the Roosters into attack, but the back line's been resolute from Koroit all day. Mooney's got Pulling. They're just going to tighten up on this kid, boys. Pulling's had it on an absolute stick, and he just keeps finding space. I think it's time just to probably go and put someone with him and just run with him, to be honest, because he's just having a field day. Not a good kick that time. It's been cut off by Kelly. Kelly plays on quickly, goes inboard to Harvey. Harvey, a nice little kick that time to a teammate in little Hayden Mitchell. Mitchell's got a teammate out wide, which is Thompson. So Nick Thompson. Little kick over the top. Nice kick to Paddy Anderson.
Numbers back.
And Anderson now wants to swing on that left boot, and that is the three-quarter time siren here in our Hampton League Live match of the day at Victoria Park in Koroit.
94, Old Legion to 5-2-32. Few tired boys out there.
Oh, I bet you there are, mate, in these really summery conditions. Scotty Kelly, love your work, big fella. Back here at three-quarter time, we are underway for the final term. All thanks to Clinton Bolsh and the all-new Nissan Navara. And here goes Sammy Dobson on the left foot to start off in sensational fashion. But the ball goes out of bounds, skewed off the side of the boot there, Trinity Hill.
Yeah, again, Blakey, that's where they've probably got on top a little bit, I reckon. It's just in that centre clearance. Their ruckmen have been able to get that first juice and giving silver service to, the midfielders like Harrington and Dobson and
Koroit looks all right in the ruck, doesn't he? He's got a bit of mobility around the ground, Koroit. So.
Bulked up a bit too, Blakey. I reckon I did say he put on 10 kilos in the off-season.
Is he still on the VFL list?
Yes, yeah. I think he's Werribee. I think he's...
so, obviously having that sort of pre-season too is going to be beneficial.
Yeah.
So as they try to extract the football forward, the Roosters, nice bit of work there, and they get that clearing defensive kick, and that ball falls into the hands of Hayden Mitchell, a new recruit.
Yeah.
Former Watsonia premiership player and club best and fairest winner, comes from Camperdown. Yeah. And he'll go short by boot, and he finds Pomeran, who's reacquainted himself with the Roosters for season 2021. So it's a 35-point margin. Daisy Cutter kicking a nice one there to Saunders, who's just battled hard all day. That run and carry and just trying to create. Laterally he goes to Pomeran. And Pomeran now just sizing up where to go next. He gives it to Saunders. He gets the handball kick. Centre half forward, Paddy Anderson. He had it right in the chest. And I reckon he just got that distraction there from his teammate. He thought he was going to go flying for it. Martin clean with his hands to a running Jack O'Sullivan. Now he's got some space there with Peterson on that outer side wing. If it bounces okay, he can go and run. And he just couldn't quite keep it in. And another one of those highlights for the Saints, I think, is just one of those young ones really stepping up to the plate and playing a pretty reasonable game of footy.
Yeah, Jack O'Sullivan's been good coming from the back line. Just sums up South State, then. Anderson was going to take the mark and Kelly just snicked it in front of him and kind of put him off. Would have been a shot inside 50.
Yeah, been good, Jack O'Sullivan, I reckon. And start thinking about Matthews, Petroleum Player of the Day. We've got the Matco highlight of the day. I know what my contender is there, Timmy McIntyre. That was sensational. And also the snag of the day, all thanks to Lucas Brothers. And Blackie, I think you're a late Emma's there, mate, to get the tool of the week for the first cab off the reg.
Thank you.
All thanks to Southwest Tools, great man. Free kick's been paid here too. It's going to go to the Koroit Saints in Fraser Robb. So plays on quickly, swings onto the right boot, looking for McIntyre. It's a 3-on-1 here for the Saints. Gathered, nice gather it was too by Little Palmer, and he goes in board to Saunders. Saunders spots up Harry Lee. He's been good for the Roosters too in this second half. Harry Lee goes to that man, Jock Blair. He's South's best, mate. Make no mistake about it. Goes long and strong to Becks. This bloke has been fantastic though. Timmy McPherson, he's done a number on Shannon Becks today, boys. Just a great defender. Probably the best defender in the comp for mine now, Trinity Hill.
Oh, I couldn't agree more, Matt. He's been absolutely sensational, and I know Blackie's got that arduous task of finding the votes for our Player of the Year award. The Pit Stop Menswear 3, 2 and 1. And I'll tell you what, he's done everything right today to be in calculations, Blackie.
He has, mate. We kind of like to go for the midfielders because they rack up possessions, mate, but he has done a fantastic job on South's number one forward.
He has to take the seat too, boys. I've been standing most of this game and I've even got some ear sweat. I didn't know you get sweat through the ears, boys, but I'm sweating through the ears.
Pomerant is in the centre wicket. Short kick, and I like this short kick game. Hussey plays on. He'll go short to a lead. McPherson out in front again. Well read by Harvey. Straightens up. Blair's going to take it uncontestedly, and he'll have a shot for goal. 30 metres out, directly in front, and just to get a bit of scoreboard pressure going. Not that they're not close at the moment, but just to get a bit of respectability back on that Shojin concrete scoreboard, Blackie. They're trailing by 35. He nails this. They're back to 29. And just to give him a glimmer of hope, comes in and he's pushed it to the right and a minor score.
Deserved a goal drop there because he's played that well today, I reckon, for the Roosters. He's just been fantastic.
I'd like to know the set shots for goal. It wouldn't be great, would it?
No, they've had a few, the Roosters. That's their 12th behind of the day. So they're 4-12-36, trailing Koroit 11-4-70. Blair's kicked 2 minor scores. And that boy O'Sullivan, spearing kick looking for Nagorka. It's been absolutely terrific, and a free kick pushed in the back, and the Saints will be the recipients right on that half-back line.
Yeah, I like this kid, Clemmy Nagorka. He's a beauty. He's got a long leg on him too, I reckon. He's an absolute ripper. Nice kick to Mooney. The Moondog, been fantastic. He plays on quickly. Beautiful kick and a diving mark to Sammy Dobson. That is mark number 9 for Dobson this afternoon, all thanks to Spooky Synod account stats. Got to be a contender in our Matthews Petroleum Player of the Day. He's kicked 3. He's got couch on if he wants to go short. Decides to go long. Why wouldn't he? He's a beautiful kick. The praying mantis flies. Over the back is McIntyre. Had pulling. Swings around the body.
He burned him. He burned him. He should have given it.
Yeah, Chumpy's not happy with him. He give him a little bit of a look back, and Death just said, hey, look, I'm having one of those days, Chumpy. And, yes, I think there might be a shout coming a little bit later on from the team-man, that is for sure.
Cora's a bit sore, boys.
He is a little bit sore.
Cramp, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, him and Harry Lee were both just having a little stretch of the legs.
Here we go, the Roosters now. Long kick by Brennan. Sullivan flies, kick over the top into space. Here's Liam Ewell. Can he get a little fisticuff over the back to Pomeran? Pomeran's got a little bit of space and time. Kick smothered that time. Coming through is Jock Blair again. He gets the handball to Ewell. Whenever Jock Blair gets near the ball, you're just excited. You think something's going to happen. Hussey probably should have taken it at that time. Handball comes out. Martin, he gets the ball onto Nagorka, puts him under a little bit of pressure. He's dispossessed. Handball over the top now for the Roosters to Hussey. Hussey on the non-preferred boot, kicks the hot spot. It's a 2-on-1 contest. Ball bouncing. Wow. Put that one down as a Matco highlight of the day, and I reckon it's even a Lucas Brothers snag of the day. A left foot snap, an unorthodox kind of left foot snap from Hussey, and it bounced one way, bounced the other, and just trickled through for a goal. So 5-12-42 the Roosters, 11-4-70 the Saints. That's on the Shojin Rockhard Concrete scoreboard.
Yeah, unbelievable. After he fluffed the handball up earlier, and he thought, I'm not going to handball this one. On the left, put it in the open, and kind of took 4 bounces, Hilly, and threw it wet.
I'll tell you what, sometimes these players just expect the unexpected with some of the things they do, because they're absolutely amazing.
And I think Hussey's going to be good for the run today, boys. He has had a lot of match fitness. So
right. He's going in the middle now. He's been half forward most of the day.
So 29 points the margin. The Roosters, be great to see just get that momentum going, get a couple in a row, because Koroit have really dominated since the start of the second term on the Shojin Concrete scoreboard. Great crowd, great to have local footy and netball back. It was an A-grade game in the senior netball, with the Roosters getting the job done 36-35. And they're going to be 2 hard teams in that A-grade netball competition as well. Galashin couldn't extract the footy, but Liam Hoy does. Picked up on the half volley by Liam O'Sullivan. Looking for a running Carroll. Working hard was Pomeran. Snatching it out of the pack, there was Carroll. He's got some good size and bulk about him. And he took him on, and umpire Lake said, you've been penalised, young man. A free kick will go to Nick Thompson.
We needed that bloke umpiring in the Geelong-Brisbane game the other week.
Oh, settle down, Alan.
Probably lucky you're not Norton too, the Catters.
Well, they had 5 goals from free kicks. They got their luck, the Lions, early in the game. So Saunders down the wing. He's been terrific. Good kick. Galashin just couldn't take the mark, and that's probably been the difference, Blackie. They've stuck for the Roosters, stuck for the Saints, but haven't for the Roosters.
Yeah.
McHenry gathers and kicks nice. A beautiful mark taken there by Liam O'Sullivan. Been impressed. Haven't seen much of this kid.
He's been good.
He's got McIntyre now. McIntyre's got a teammate Long if he wants to go, and he does. Koroit, nearly the big man. Dobson roving the football, and that would have been an absolute spectacular mark if Koroit had pulled that one down. He got about 6 or 7 foot off the ground, Blackie.
As you say, mate, the praying mantis flew. He flew.
The praying mantis. Let's go downstairs. All thanks to Red for Keeps. Philip Possum Kelly. There's plenty of tired boys down there, Sidewinder.
Yeah, there's plenty coming off now, mate, and getting calf rubs and the like there. They're certainly very fatigued. Liam Hoy getting some attention at the moment. Again, back to those hamstrings, but I think just tight and probably a bit of cramping. We won't see Watson again, as I mentioned. He's in a fair bit of bother, boys. He's iced up in the box, but still sort of in a little bit of pain. So hopefully it's nothing more than just a talkie to the hip. So good luck to him.
I'll tell you what, if you do those hip flexors, a very, very sore injury. You can rip that muscle off the bone, and it's certainly not a pretty injury to have, that is for sure. You said there's a few tired boys on the field. I reckon there's a few tired off the field too today. There's been a few enjoying themselves. They've been locked up for 12 months and they're just unleashing today at Victoria Park. Koroit, a nice mark by Liam O'Sullivan. He's going to go back. He's going to have to kick from outside 50. It'll take his best go here, boys.
I don't think so, Matthew. Hope so. He's looking for someone, though.
So O'Sullivan comes in. Had a great game of football this afternoon. Just kicks to the spot now, looking for the praying mantis. Over the top is Dobson, swings onto the left boot. Here's a goal, number 4. Mark it down. Sammy Dobson in game number 100. He has put on a masterclass today, Trinity Hill. And I'll tell you what, he's got to be a contender now for the Matthews Petroleum Player of the Day.
Yeah, it was. He probably had time to go on the right boot, Blackie, and snap it around. But he'd go, no, I'll just go on the left and just push it through with a pretty strong kick. And he's an amazing athlete.
Their recovery, his recovery for a big fella so good, isn't it? It's like a panther.
Liam Fitzgerald just texted me. They're over there cameraing and filming up. They've done an enormous job today. Big round of applause to the boys. Yeah. It's pretty hot conditions. They've got no cover on them over there. He said, I need a calf rub. So, Poss, if you can send someone over, he might need a little massage over there in the film booth.
We might need a sponsor for a cover for over the caravan. That's what I'm saying.
So 35 points to the margin in favour of the Saints, and Mooney just peeling off and taking that intercepting mark. What a player he's been for a number of seasons for the Saints.
Hadn't had to do much today.
No, we probably haven't said his name a lot, have we? No. You know, it's probably been Martin and Pulling that have been that one that's have peeled off at times across half back.
Done his job. Does his job.
I reckon they put a bit of homework into Mooney, to be honest. I noticed in the first quarter, I reckon they were making him a bit more accountable.
Yeah.
So I think Matty Battistello and Danny Finn and the crew have put a bit of homework in.
Well, you'd hope so, because he's been playing as a spare defender for the last 6 years. So you'd hope that clubs that actually play, put a bit of time into him. Big fly there from Dobson, coming there as Horsler, just couldn't quite reach the football. Pushing hard there was Bex, back to Kelly. Loose football. And it's in dispute, and we're going to see it over the boundary line for a boundary throw-in. Possum Kelly, you've had a good look from ground level. What's impressed you about the Saints this afternoon, all thanks to Rent for Keeps?
Well, I mean, we talk about, the Moonies and the Hoislers and the McIntyres and these sort of blokes, Hilly, but, the young ones have certainly come in and just said, well, I just want to be part of this situation, and they've been terrific. It's hard to find. Each of those young players that have come in today or playing, limited games that they've played have just slotted in nicely. So, just when you think just maybe, Koroit might not be as good, who knows, they may be better than last year.
Yeah, it's a formidable combination, isn't it? That is for sure. And, I reckon, as I said, three-quarter time, I reckon Chris McLaren will be pretty happy with what he's seen today. As little Clemmy Nagorka gets up and he heads to the bench. So does Dylan McCutcheon. Yes, Poss?
And it also means, Stewie, what it also means is, guys like Harrington and that don't have to play. He's been reasonably quiet today, but hasn't had to really exert himself because these younger boys have...
Saunders is sore. Poss going off. Saunders looks a bit sore, mate.
Yeah, limping a bit. Liam Hoy's another one. Hasn't dominated, but again, he hasn't had to.
Yeah, that's right. It's taken a bit of heat off. And if there was a weakness, I think it probably was through the midfield. Probably just an aging midfield of the Saints. That's taken high there too. Free kick's going to be given. And it'll go to the South Warrnambool Roosters and little Harvey.
Now, you know who he played for in Darwin, boys. And this is probably appropriate today because given, 40 minutes or so we might have one ourselves, he played for Point. Point.
There you go.
P-I-N-T.
There you go. And won the flag. Good on him. Here we go. So big Jezza Hoisler now. He's been resolute in the ruck. Ball comes down. There's that man Dobson. They've made the change.
Mark number 10.
Mark number 10 for Dobson. He's got the praying mantis on long if he wants to use him. He's going to kick to him now. And the praying mantis doesn't let him down. Big Jared Koroit. He takes a big grab about 30 metres out on a slight angle. And he's going to go back and try and slot another one for the Saints. They lead 12-5-77. South Warrnambool 5-12-42.
Don't get any smaller, do they, the big bloke? Especially if the kick's half decent. He was in the box seat, really, wasn't he? And just had to do the rest. He looks fit, doesn't he, Koroit?
Absolutely he does. And you got a feel for young Isaac Thomas, who hasn't done a bad job on Sammy Dobson. He's worked over the ground everywhere. They've made the change now. Yeah. Young Henderson's gone, but he's just coming up against a bloody good footballer. So Koroit comes in, kicks on its way. It is
it's a goal.
It is a goal. And that is another one for the Saints. Ominous signs here too. A little bit of sting gone out of this one now. So 13.583. That is Koroit. South Warrnambool 5.12.42. That's on the Shojin Rock Hard Concrete scoreboard. 14.5 minutes gone on the Fresher. Life's a whole lot fresher, Hilly, with Fresher.
I think the go up, I was getting a bit tired too. He didn't decide to go right across it.
He didn't move. He did not move an inch.
He waited for the officiating umpire to give him the all clear so he could just get the clear direction. But
I actually thought it was a point, to be honest.
And just on that too, the direction that ball took, Blackie, the breeze actually swung around to the sort of coming out of the south now and not really favouring either end. So,
no.
You know, it's...
hey, Poss, just a little SOS. Have you seen little Oscar Stewart down there anywhere? We haven't seen him for a quarter and a half. The boys seem to be running low on fuel down there. They were sweating up profusely at half-time, boys.
I heard a whisper he was down at Mickey Burke's, perched up at the bar.
What a back three quarters it's been for the Saints. They've kicked 12 goals to 4 after the Roosters were leading by 4 points at quarter time. Beck's in the ruck up against Horsley, who gets another tap down. Pomeran gathers, breaks away from 1 from 2. Hurried kick. Can he find Beck's? But his team told to play on. Now there's a bit of run outside by Ethan Harvey on that outer side half-forward flank. Spearing pass inside 50, but again...
Good mark.
Young Will Peterson just standing in the way and holding his own, and takes a nice mark, finds McCutcheon. So the young brigade working with one another. There's O'Sullivan. So there's 3 of the 4 that have just really impressed in today's game.
It probably sums up South Warrnambool's day, really. No pressure on the kicker, kicks it inside 50 and hits the Koroit bloke on the chest, mate.
I'm just going to be interested how they set up next week with their forward line, obviously against the Blues, who again are a pretty good defensive unit. Inside 50 they go. Can Kelly pick it up? He's under enormous pressure. Nice little soccer off the ground by Paddy Anderson. A nice little consolation goal there by the son of the champ. And that's his third of the afternoon. They go to 6-12-48 South Warrnambool. 13-5-83 the Saints. Victoria Park is the destination for our match of the day, and we've played 16.5 minutes on the Fresher Juice time clock.
Yeah, Paddy Anderson, 3 goals. He's been potent when he's had limited opportunity.
Yeah, probably done his job.
He has. He's done a great job. I just wondered whether they could use his run through that kind of midfield at some point in time, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like sometimes he's just wasted.
It's a tough one because you want him to kick goals and then you don't get your hands on it. And then
yeah, that's right.
And getting the right mix too, because they've got a number of blokes who can run through the midfield. You have Blair on a wing, you've got Pomeran, you've got Saunders, Yule, Hussey, Gallishan, Anderson. There's just a number that can run through.
What about the Saints? Benny Dobson still to come back in. Benny Goodall possibly. You got young Tommy Bolsh, Mac Peterson. Their best 18, best 22 is going to be a nice little formidable combination, that is for sure. So free kick's gone on that far outer side of Pomeran. Could be 50, and while Will Couch, there's not a game goes by where he doesn't give away a 50. And, well, today is no exception. And son of the great Billy.
I think he's in front. He's in front.
Oh, it's awesome, isn't it?
He's kicked 3.
He's great for footy there, that is for sure. He's one of those blokes you want to play with, you hate playing against. So here's Pomeran.
So he'll be better for the run, Pomeran.
Absolutely. Good to see him back in the Roosters colours. Comes in, get a kick just on the 50-metre arc. Not his best.
It's a shocker.
Not his best attempt, but the ball goes out of bounds on the full. And the resultant free kick will go to Jack O'Sullivan. I love this kid, especially his first half. I reckon he's drifted out a little bit in the second half, but probably just lack of opportunity. But he has been fantastic. Big lump of a kid. Big raking kick too. Beautiful kick down the line. Dobson and Hoisler go up against each other. Handball comes out the back to Yule. Little underneath the handball. Harrington intercepts, gets it back to Hoisler. Coming in and cutting it off is Harvey. He goes inboard to Bex. Bex sells a little bit of candy, steps around one, kicks in forward, looking for Kelly. Could have got a push in the back. Umpire said, yes, big boy. I agree. And Sammy Kelly is going to get the free kick about 25 metres out. And put a little bit of respectability on the scoreboard, Blackie.
Yeah, no, that was much better by South. And got it in nice and quick. Bex, Shannon got around a couple and put it in their general direction where Kelly was in front and you got to push in the back. So let's hope they can finish off their set shot. Haven't been real good today, though.
Here comes Sammy Kelly. Spent most of the day in the ruck. comes in. Left foot kicks on its way. Umpire doesn't move. Great kick, Sammy Kelly. And the Roosters go to 7-12-54. They lead they trail the Saints, I should say, 13-5-83. That is on the Shojin Rocco Concrete scoreboard. Matthews Petroleum Player of the Day. We've also got our Pit Stop Menswear Player of the Year award. Of course, 3, 2 and 1 at each of our games each and every week. There's some fantastic awards. The Southwest Tools Tool of the Week. We've got the Lucas Brothers Butchers Snag of the Day. We've got plenty of stuff to get through, that is for sure. And the Matco Hire, we mustn't forget Tractor Smith and the crew do a wonderful job down there at Matco Hire. About to move to a big brand new premises in the next few months too, which is exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Does a great job, and you always see a lot of people there on the weekends and even during the week, accessing all their big, large equipment for works at home and so forth. So, great to have Matco Hire back on board once again. Just a quick around the grounds, all thanks to the McLaren Hunt Financial Group. Early stages of the Good Friday game at Marvel Stadium. North Melbourne leading 1-8. The Western Bulldogs 1-6. So hopefully we can see a good showing from the North Melbourne side, and Ben Cunnington, the boy from Cobden, back in that lineup this afternoon as well. But back here at Victoria Park, it's that man, Sam Dobson, the 100-gamer, who's taken a mark inside forward 50, 30 metres out directly in front. And, well, can he get the 5? He's already kicked 4 this afternoon. He's had a tremendous game, and he's just one of the A-grade players of the competition.
Could this get in the Matthews Petroleum boys, this goal?
Let's see what he can do here. Dobson, 35-metre kick. Beautiful. Just beautiful. He's an A-grader. That's 5 for the afternoon. And the Saints, they go to 14-5-89, leading South Warrnambool 7-12-54. 35-point margin, Blackie. And he's just impressed this afternoon.
He's been very good. His fitness is unbelievable. He reads the play so well. Beautiful kick. And he done the hard work in the first quarter. He's right up the ground, wasn't he? So he done a really good job. And as Stewie said, he's in the contention for Matthew Petroleum Player of the Day.
In contention, Blackie. He's kicked 5 and taken 11 marks.
He's in contention, mate.
I'll tell you what, though, I'd love to... You know how the AFL players have the GPS systems on their in their jumper? I'd love to see what he covers a game, because he'd be covering 12, 13, 14 Ks a game, I reckon. He just works so hard up the ground and back.
Now, I'll tell you what, here's Nagorka again. He gets the handball into Will Couch. Will Couch bangs it on the boot, goes forward. Nice mark, though, taken by the South Warrnambool Roosters and Benny Rantel. Started off well, Benny Rantel. Been solid enough in defence. Not a good kick that time. Will Pomeran's good enough to gather. He goes over the top. Bad handball. And Nicky Thompson just happy to see the ball go out on that far outer side. Possum Kelly, all thanks to Redford Keeps on the boundary. Pretty good crowd downstairs, mate. You'd be pretty happy.
Yeah, it's been good, Matty, and it's still 31 degrees. I just had a quick look, so
feels it, mate. I can tell you.
I thought maybe we may have got a little bit of a breeze. I thought after half time, but it certainly doesn't look like that now. So here he is again, Dobson. He missed that mark, but no, it's been a really good day, and it's been great to have footy back, obviously, and I think the fans have enjoyed it. And I think the players probably have too.
There's Bex. He gathers. Good tackle there by Timmy Martin. They just don't relent, do they? Even though there's not much time left in this game, the Saints just keep attacking. And Martin, what a great recruit he's been since coming over to the Saints from North Warrnambool. And Dobson, 12. I'll tell you what, Blackie, you're our vote man. So I'll tell you what, the pressure is on you, my friend. Comes in to the top of the square. He'll go. The target's going to be the one of the big boys, and Horsler's the man. And Horsler takes the mark for the Saints.
That's some big tall timber, haven't they? That was the difference. That's why I asked that question to Chris McLaren before the game. Where do you think the difference might be? And I think he said the tall timber was probably where it was going to be at.
Yeah. And they're not a huge backline either, the Roosters. Harry Lee's probably their tallest. And I guess in general key defender size, he's not overly that tall. He's probably that second or third. But, geez, they've been good, the Saints. And Horsler comes in, makes no mistake. That's another one for the Saints. Horsler's first of the season, and they go to 15-5-95, leading South Warrnambool 7-12-54, and what an exhibition it's been by the Saints in round number 1 of the Hendon League season. It's been very, very enjoyable, and Possum Kelly on the boundary. Just been a great day all round.
It has been, and as he kicked that goal, Jeremy, of course, it's his old man Trevor's birthday today. Happy 55th to Trev. He's in next door celebrating there. You can hear him now.
We can hear him. Don't worry, they're in full fettle, the boys.
They're kicking on, so I'm sure Jez will join him when he gets a chance after the game.
Any truth for the rumour you might have snuck in and had a cold one at half-time, Poss?
No truth whatsoever. Cold bottle of water.
Shout out to Damien Carroll too. He's tuning in from California. That's right, the US of A. Him and Donald Trump just having a little listen today. Why wouldn't they on the app? Live streaming at its absolute best. Comes in again. Koroit here just pushed his opponent out, gets it back to Dobson. They're just kind of toying with him a little bit now. Guy's been good, Sammy Dobson, in game number 100. Goes back inboard to Fraser Robb. He's been good too. Might have a bit of cramp there, young Rob. Could have got a push in the back. Umpire said no. Galachan taken without the football. Couch is in there as well. And umpire Gavin Sell, he's worked up and earned a sweat and a drink tonight himself, the great man. He's going to ball it up right on the 50-metre arc.
So you wouldn't think much time left, Blackie. Almost 25 minutes gone. Final term. And Galashan gets the clearing kick off half back. Just couldn't pluck the mark one-handedly there, Shannon Becks. Good pick up by Paddy Anderson, who's tried hard all day. And coming with intent was Todd White. And he rides his opponent across the boundary line for a boundary throw-in right in front of the Koroit faithful. And what a day it's been for the Saints. 41 points the margin as Todd White just cramps up a little bit. Umpire Lake throws it up. Mooney in the tap down. Got it only as far as the Roosters. High bounce. Peterson did well. Finds McHenry. Gets it to McIntyre. He'll go across the face of the centre square looking for O'Sullivan, who's been pretty good as a kid who's only played a few senior games. Goes back to McIntyre. Jeez, he covers the ground amazingly. And a push in the back, and he'll get the free kick. And he'll look to play on straight away. I reckon he'll go on the land of Dobson. High up and under kick. Koroit is going to set himself. Big fly. Couldn't take the mark. Pulling's at the feet. Pushing it through there was Mullen, the new recruit from Sebastopol, I believe, in the Ballarat Footy League. And they go over the boundary line for a boundary throw. We're just on the new recruits for the Roosters, mate, or the returning players. Have you seen them, Blackie?
Yeah, pretty good. Hussey in the half-forward line and then went on the ball's been pretty good. As you said, Mullins fairly steady, but had a bit of a knock and probably got injured a bit. Will Pomeran's going to be better for the run. Joshy Saunders has had a terrific 3 quarters, probably faded out a bit in the last quarter, but overall has been pretty good. Who else we got? Jed Herman. He's been all right, hasn't he? He's been all right to be better for the run also. So, yeah, look, and Hayden Mitchell, he's been okay too. Kicked the goal and done a lot of good things.
Well, shout-outs on the watching live to Marky Bilney, a.k.a. Snowman. He boxes with Dusty Martin, Mickey Gardner. Does that a Snowman, one of Timmy McIntyre's mates. He's been watching the coverage this afternoon. Oh, beautiful mark by McCutcheon. Swings around nonchalant. And the dreadlocked assassin goes bang. And that is another one for the Saints. They go to 16-5-101, leading the Roosters 7-12-54. That is on the Shojin Rock Hard Concrete scoreboard. Also, Corey Bocker Fulton watching up on the Gold Coast. Mickey Struth up there. Johnny Welsh. Nigel Cole. Christopher Gill and Aaron Sinnott. Beautifully done, boys.
Christopher
It is wonderful to see. What are you boys laughing at the other there? Blackie, you were just about run out of it.
I have. I'm writing everything down.
That's good, mate. You need the laptop on.
Yeah, I need a laptop.
Corey would be cruising up the river in his boat, wouldn't he?
Little Bocker.
Still playing a bit of footy too up at Broady.
Yeah, the old boys play up there. They got a league. I think they won it last year, the Broadbeach Cats.
There's still hope for you, Poss, after that Gatorade contest. We won't start the war here in first round of football. Here goes Clemmy Nagorka in again into attack over the top of McIntyre. In there is number 13, which is young Fraser Robb at the bottom of the pack. He's been good. Nice and solid for the Koroit Saints.
I'll tell you what, a shout out to the Water Boys from both sides as well. They've done a pair of work. Just I've been watching them with a pretty close eye, and to get around to all the players, obviously they've got their labelled drink bottles and stuff. I reckon they've done a super job, the Water Boys. And Nagorka just takes a nice mark, 60 from home. He'll go deep inside the 50. Koroit is going to be the man, and Koroit nearly brings down the mark. May have been a little bit stiff not to get a free kick, but they run it over the boundary line, the Roosters, and will have a boundary throw-in. So 47 points the margin. They've kicked 16 goals to 7, the Koroit Saints. We've nearly ticked over 29 minutes on the fresher time clock, and we're nearing the end of this Opening game of Hampton League football for season 2021. Good Friday football has been terrific. Great concept, and I'll tell you what, it's turning from one of the boringest days of the year to one of the best days of the year now. And a nice bit of work there by Koroit, which hits the woodwork for a minor score.
And our next week's game, boys, will be South Warrnambool taking on the Warrnambool Blues, I should say, up at the Friendly Societies Park next Saturday. So that will be the official round one. So looking forward to that contest. That will be live streamed as well. Here goes Brennan, plays on for the Roosters. Not long to play in this contest now, and Mooney takes a nice uncontested mark. We've just ticked over 29 minutes on the Fresher Fruit Juice time clock. And the Moon Man, what's he going to do? Little chip kick down the line. And he finds that man McIntyre. Have a look at him. He is bulging and bustling at the seams. 3 knee reconstructions, and he comes back and puts on a performance like this. The Pro play the mark, son! And he has. And put that one down as a Matco highlight of the day, Blackie.
Unbelievable.
I tell you what, I don't envy you at the end of this game, mate, because we got more awards than the Queen gives out on
Knighthood Day.
whatever it is.
On the Queen's birthday.
It's birthday.
Academy Awards, mate.
Yeah.
Academy.
So that is a grab and a half, and I'm tipping that's going to be on the highlight reel. Hopefully Fitzy and the boys have got that on camera, because the Praying Mantis, who's been fantastic this afternoon, has pulled down a screamer.
Yeah, he's going back. Dennis Lilly run up. Have a look at him.
This is Ben Brown style. Sporting the new haircut too, the Praying Mantis.
He's twiddling the ball.
Not a big twiddling fan myself. Comes in, Koroit. Oh, he shanked
No,
that.
he
He
shanked it.
disappointed.
Twiddle.
That's cost him. That's cost him.
Gone straight over the toot traffic. Tuna Carter sign out here at Koroit. Isn't he a good bloke? Good sponsor, and wasn't a bad footballer back in his heyday either.
Premiership player, mate.
Played premiership bowls with him in Corporate Cup a couple of weeks ago too, Blackie. Not only a good footballer, but a good lawn bowler.
Yeah.
Highlight.
Whoops.
Here we go again. Here's Galachan. He's tried hard all day for the Roosters. It's through the hands. Here comes Kelly, just overruns the football. God, there's some tight boys out there. Bex overruns it. Hussey just goes without it. Diving on the football is McPherson. Tell you what, he's been brilliant for mine. Timmy McPherson. If he's not in the votes, Blackers, you'll be walking home, I reckon.
He's not in the votes.
He's done him.
He's not in the
He's
votes.
been brilliant.
Who's picking it? Well, yeah.
He has been brilliant. There's McIntyre again. Kicks out to Heusler. And well, you can hear the boys calling for 50 downstairs. It's late in the game. Can't be long to go here, boys. Big Jezza Heusler. He's toiled hard all day, Treddy Hill.
Yeah, he has 5 goals to 3 this term, and I'm just looking at McIntyre. He looks like he's shred. I'm not saying he's a big boy, but just looks really, really fit. And there they go, the siren. The Saints get the job done in Good Friday football.
Hampton League Live.
Too young to know